everybody.
I'm Megan Wolf.
And I'm Jeremy.
Oh god.
Our main headlines tonight.
That's not supposed to be up.
Starting!
Get every single one of you's a bit Jesus.
Don't worry, we're almost there. We're playing more, not for broadcast. Woo!
Well, that's
Oh yeah, let me turn that down a tad. Hello Salty, hello Hazy. Okay.
Friends and neighbours, and have confidence that the team will keep you safe.
Just bear with me for a few more moments here. Hello, Sapphire. Okay.
Are you saying that advance have cured death?
Also, alright. Just rearranging stuff because I forgot this is like all keyboard, no controller. I think you can use controller. Oh well.
I'm Megan Wolf.
And I'm Jeremy.
It is what it is. So, where's my other screen? There we go. Okay. Chat goes there. OBS. Game. Alrighty then.
well, that's a very blunt question.
Let's get started. I think last time we started the revolution for the most part. Ooh, sugar cookies. Sugar cookies are indeed good. God, now I want a good like snickerdoodle. Haven't had one in ages. A soft one at that. This is the challenge mode.
Alex, oh thank God you're alive. It's Jenny, the floor manager. Are you okay? Alex, you need to get it together. Look at the broadcast screen. Just look at it. That's all we've been putting out since you went down. You have to fix it, now. Look left, Alex, out the window. See? They're all over it, little bastards. You're going to need a full charge to clear that many off. Hold down the big button until it's fully charged, then release it to zap the little fuckers.
What is happening? Are those sack boys? I don't.
Excellent, Alex. We're broadcasting again. They must have built up while you were napping. Usually it only takes a tap on the button to clear one. Look, there's a lone one climbing now. Zap it off before it starts to mess up the signal again. Great. That seems to be the last of them. For now. Right. We're about a minute out. Get the adverts loaded up. I've got to deal with my pet idiot. And Alex, keep your ears open. You'll hear them climbing up the tower. Don't let them build up.
Oh Lord. That's okay. Great new
This
collectible
has no
series.
credibility, Jenny. No professionalism. It's not
Okay.
a mess.
All right.
Everything is where it should be. It's ramshackle and characterful, and I'd expect you to know the difference.
I'm
Of
so
course, Megan's place looked lovely.
worried.
But I can't see it, can I?
Thanks, Jenny. How's lock-in with the
But yeah,
boyfriend
school
going?
food. You can never really like go based on
Take
that.
his chances on the wild streets, eh? Rather than enjoying
Baking
another romantic
snickerdoodles is
comedy.
really good. Oh wait, no, this actually is like during the actual
Jeremy,
lockdown.
Jenny says your hair looks stupid.
Oh wow.
Yes, I can hear her.
So they got their offices set
Yes,
up.
I know, I can hear her.
Shall I count us in?
Make it so.
Okay, 10 seconds. Break a leg, everyone.
Preferably a furry one.
Oh no.
3,
Good evening. I'm Jeremy Donaldson.
and I'm Megan Wolf. Our main stories tonight.
Snugglefox? It's been almost 5 weeks since all the Mrs. Snugglefox
Oh, I missed.
woke up simultaneously in factories worldwide and began searching for their husbands. The Mr. Snugglehugs we have so short-sightedly destroyed. And now, as this photograph suggests, they may be changing tactics.
Built to surprisingly traditional gender stereotypes, the Mrs. Snugglehugs have been arming themselves with a variety of household implements. All the more reason to make sure that cat flap is taped up good and tight.
I missed a swear. I'm so bad.
The Mrs. Snugglehugs are only ankle height and therefore able to be kicked away easily by young, healthy individuals. They do, however, pose a particular risk to the elderly or those with pre-existing medical conditions like fatal bruise syndrome.
Going stir crazy, with no signs of Mrs. Snugglehugs' batteries running out, and the government lockdown now in its 31st day, domestic relationships across the country.
Oh, we're still early in the lockdown. Okay.
Dramatic reports are beginning to emerge of uncharacteristically bold behavior in homes across the country. And we're not talking about the model planes that occupy so much time in the Donaldson household.
In response to a nationwide lack of toilet paper, which was, of course, raided by the Mrs. Snugglehugs to construct their vast hives, many of the nation's adults have turned to a more childish solution, or at least that's their excuse.
Transformation. Popular cemetery Johnny Handsleeves, who has recently been suffering with his health, sent us this photo today, presumably in a pathetic attempt to stay relevant at a time of global crisis.
Since receiving his test results, things in Johnny's life have taken a surprising turn. He's certainly using the lockdown to reinvent himself.
Johnny says
I never
that
liked
he's
him anyway.
dedicating himself to the Dark Lord. He's confident he can overcome his recently diagnosed terminal illness. Satan's got my gorgeous back, said Johnny, and I've got his scaly one.
The shape of things to come. In their own version of a lockdown for more than 45 years now, the descendants of Doctors David Wong and Ingrid Svorsborgen-Horgensvoord and their unfortunate team today managed to get a personal statement to the surface using flagellized imaging equipment.
They're still trapped.
Many of the Svorsborgen-Horgens brood, as they've come to be known, have certainly captured the public imagination, with a recent vote naming Helvetica Svorsborgen-Wongensvoord the most likely to survive a massive electric shock.
Greetings from Svorsborgen-Horgensvoord.
But yeah, if you can
We've
find
got the generators up and running again, and not a peep from
a,
the 11 days now.
bakery
They don't
that's
seem
selling
happy
like
enough to be able to
snickerdoodles,
focus
or
on more
like
than
you
one
can
thing.
find like some cookie dough
I mean,
to
they're
bake your own.
monkeys, basically, flinging their
They're
feet
good.
around and playing with themselves. We've got a choice of spas our side and the best patisseries you've ever seen. In 28 years down here, all they've managed to invent is a pointless game called Run, Kick, Ball, and some kind of snack called a rock witch. One
What?
says if it wasn't for their sperm, we could probably do without them. And our top people reckon that we'd be able to make it artificially in the next decade or so. So there's that. Helvetica out!
It's hard to believe they've been down there so long now.
But as everyone knows, time moves differently underwater, Jeremy. That's why goldfish are so stupid.
That's right. And as anyone will tell you, the deeper the bowl,
The thicker the goldfish.
there's no denying the logic of that.
Class war, a worrying turn today for the formerly rich as ever more punishing measures are announced, Alex.
With the country becoming ever more hostile to the previously wealthy, those who manage to skip the country must be very grateful to the people who help them right now.
We have it from several sources.
That's why
that
I didn't
rich
help.
runaways
That's
have
why I didn't
actually
help the
begun to
cousin.
spontaneously
Or
lose their teeth
sister-in-law,
one by
whatever.
one. Is it some sort of cosmic justice, or has masked vigilante Dental Dennis been out to his old tricks again?
Oh, Dennis.
And Advance speaks out. With the snuggle struggle proving a test to governments around the world, Advance HQ released a curious statement this afternoon.
In the accompanying release, they asked us to stress that they have been listening, and that this should be taken as a response to how the people.
The woman seems to have her shit together
We've
more than
certainly
him.
done our bit on this show to contribute to the political climate. But let's not forget, how we behave in our home lives is what really matters.
Let's hope it's not just me who filled out that questionnaire, Jeremy, or we're all in trouble.
Let's play that statement.
Good evening.
Or maybe I should be using the guy more
I know I do.
because he's more
But it has nothing
unhinged,
to do
and
with
that
the
will turn
waning
people
support for
off.
the government, and I don't know why you keep saying that.
Then
We're
again,
doing
one would
roads,
think that would be the
okay?
case with like Boris
We have
Johnson and Trump,
scientists
and it
looking into the
wasn't. So,
lifespan of flickering
yeah.
batteries. Good ones too. Not the red wine cures cancer kind. And no, I can't tell you when all this will be over. So just stop asking, will you? Let's stop focusing on us and what we're doing and start focusing on you. Because I have some questions for you, actually. Why don't you think the rules apply to you? Do you really think sunbathing is classed as exercise? And since when was hummus essential?
I'm sorry.
Doesn't look
Hummus
so
is
good,
definitely
does it?
essential. May you
So
burn.
yes, we've probably made some mistakes. But for now, let's not look at who did what or why. Let's put the full responsibility for this on you. Feel guilty. Feel afraid. Feel anxious. Turn on each other if you have to. Fight over sponges and then go home and stay there and think about what you've done.
I don't like her. We're not going to give her
Don't turn on
airtime
us.
going forward.
That won't help anyone. Thank you.
Ridiculous stuff.
Yes.
Later tonight, Jeremy will be probing heartthrob reporter Patrick Bannon, while I take a deep dive into some controversial opinions with two familiar faces.
And then, in our third segment, and presumably because our editor is also working from home, there's going to be a bloody quiz.
I can't wait.
Don't do that.
And in a moment, Jeremy Grumpelson and I will be asking controversial
Is bloody a
opinions
swear?
of Remington where it all went wrong.
And psychic scientist Dr. Delia Lywell will be joining us, presumably to provide a bit of false hope.
Maybe she'll tell you how you're going to die, Jeremy.
Too late. I'm certain it happened months ago.
That's all coming up on tonight's
National Nightly News.
Okay. I'm stressed out right now. Bloody is not allowed on British TV. Ooh, they had it.
First tonight, how do we get here? Where are we going? And most importantly, who's to blame?
Joining us from her villa on the island of San Palmerino is CEO and socialite Sophia Remington.
Thank you for having me, Megan. I am loving your hairdo, babe.
And from her crystal heating laboratory in what I assume is a garage in Lower Uppington, Doctor, it says here, Delia Lywell.
Thank you for inviting us on your show.
Us?
Don't. Miss Remington, your toys are rampaging across the developed world, your company is worth less than my annual salary, and your company's president recently called you a national disgrace. Have you taken your eye off the ball?
Oh, honey, you're so cute when you're angry. The thing with you folks over there is you have an island mentality. You can't see the bigger picture.
So, what is the bigger picture?
The bigger picture is lithium batteries. Our toys have been running for upwards of 71 days now with no signs of them slowing down whatsoever. Imagine what that means for the future.
It means we don't know when the hell this lockdown's going to end, doesn't it? You don't seriously
Okay, hell's
believe
allowed,
Remington's
hell's
fist
allowed.
can survive this?
Lithium batteries are gonna change everything, Tiny Ogre. They're gonna power a new
Tiny
transport system, make technology portable. Hell, they might even take us into space.
Lithium batteries,
Make one
really.
with everyone at home.
Oh, don't you worry about that. Thanks to the work of thousands of tiny hands, they're already pouring off the production line. Times are good for Remington's Fist.
But surely you have no future.
You have child workers?
Excuse me, hello, yes, if we might. This is our area of expertise.
What, multinational economics?
The future, Mr. Donaldson, to which we are all connected.
Yeah, okay, I'll bite. Why not? There's clearly nothing better to do. So, what is your scientific
He is so
process
done.
tell you about the future of Sophia Remington, Doctor?
We see her on a balcony.
Her jewelry is
Foreign
messing me
soil,
up.
but
I
not
keep thinking
foreign
there's like
land.
more creatures.
An age will pass.
Fascinating.
Wasn't it just?
Delia, you are amazing. We have to fly you out here to the island to do that for my guests. They're gonna love you.
Unfortunately, all flights are grounded because of your tiny, deadly stowaways.
Not all flights, honey. Dee, call me. And you, Maggie. The more the merrier. Bring your swimwear.
Miss Remington, you seem completely ignorant to the seriousness of the situation. Do you take any responsibility at all for the global crisis?
Careful! It's a trap.
It's not a trap. Why are you helping her?
She seems fun.
You bet your ass I'm fun.
Please
You can say
answer my
ass.
question, Miss Remington.
Really?
Listen, are lithium batteries the most incredible invention the world has ever seen?
What's going down in Britain where y'all can say that on TV?
But I'm am I kidding? It is definitely yes. But will they last forever? One day, all the Mrs. Snugglehugs will just stop. It'll be like a miracle. And then we can all go back to the grand tradition of buying products again. Because I really don't mind telling you this, it is really hitting our bottom line. Except for sponges. We seem to be selling an ass load of them.
Dr. Lywell, do you have an indication of when
Ass,
or how
not
this
arse.
might end?
So
Well,
arse is
it's not
allowed,
an
but
exact
ass
science.
isn't.
Coin the real one.
Ass is
Our
allowed, but arse
senses tell
isn't.
us that there will come a
I guess
day
because you
when
might
there
be
will
talking about a
clouds
donkey?
in the sky. The grass will be rich and verdant, and the birds will sing at dawn, and that shall be the day when we walk forth again.
I find that strangely comforting.
That could literally be any day.
Let's hope it's soon.
Clouds, grass, and birds. That's literally every day.
Let's hope it's not too soon. I'm kind of hoping we can make it to the 100 days. It sounds good on a commercial. Besides, if it lifts now, the children will have to go back to working normal hours.
Well, let us ask the eminent professors for 100 then.
No, let's not, eh?
I'll drink to that. Stay strong and party on.
Sophia Remington, Dr. Delia Lywell, thank you for joining us.
When we come back, we'll be reaching out around the country to see what's really happening out there.
Don't go away. We'll be back after these sandwiches.
Well, she's a Hindenburg-sized fuck-up.
I mean, she's fun at a social level.
I wouldn't want
I
to
think
be
I
on her
bleeped the
board.
commercial again.
No.
Okay.
Drive that company into the fucking ground.
All right. Not bad, not bad.
Mate, it's Dave.
Dave!
Believe this, but I've decided to come home. Listen, I'll call you back at the next break and we can talk about how I get me job back.
No, Dave.
Cheers, Alex.
No,
See you,
Dave.
mate.
Guide me through this now, please. Okay. All right, so yeah, I obviously I chose this commercial because it gets me paid.
Long time coming.
Oh
Exactly,
Lord.
I've said it. He must know, he's not stupid. I just don't want it getting back to him that it came from us. Hey, no, Jenny. You're not backing out on me now. We're in this together. It's gonna work. We'll get him. I've made the cake, we're in the leads. Got no idea how old he is. 40? 17? Yeah, ready. Okay, coming back.
Wow.
5, 4, 3.
I don't think she
Welcome
wanted me
back
to hear
the
all
National
that.
Nightly News. I'm Megan Ruth. Now it's time to take a trip around the country to hear how the lockdown might impact the nation from some friendly faces. Joining me are respected academic Katie Brightman and author of Alan James's Kites, Alan James. Thank you for joining me.
It's a pleasure. Thanks for having me, Megan.
Thanks, Megan. It really is a pleasure, Katie. I enjoyed our little heated encounter.
I wish I could say the same.
So first off, Katie, how are you coping?
I'm holding up okay. The lockdown directive was so sudden that, like many people, I haven't been able to get home.
Oh no, what happened?
I was staying at a hotel after an international policy convention, and we had a particularly heavy night out. You know what economists are like.
Notoriously hate splitting the bill.
And I overslept, and as you can imagine, I've been here ever since. But there are certainly people much worse off than me.
Exactly. My tour has been cancelled indefinitely, and I've had to refund every single ticket, even the cheap seats.
Oh, Alan, I'm so sorry to hear that.
Yeah, people are being quite rude about it. They don't seem to realise I've already spent it filling the beach house with beef.
The crisis claims yet another victim.
So, this is just a reminder that my book, Alan James's Reich, is now available.
Alan James's Reich.
What was that?
You're unbelievable.
So, Katie, how do you think this might affect the
Yeah,
economy?
we will not advertise that.
Very, Megan. Not to sound dramatic, but this could be catastrophic. Unemployment has skyrocketed, and frankly, it will be a miracle if a lot of businesses.
I like how things get less subtle as the game goes
Spreading
on.
this latest liberal hoax. That's what they want. They want us quiet. They want us compliant. And they want us inside.
A hoax? How on earth can you say that, Alan?
Well, I haven't actually seen one of these supposed toys. Have you?
Well,
Yeah,
no,
they're
but
right up
Did you
here.
know 3,000 people die every year from regular toys? That's a lot of people. And this is no different. You're just as likely to be hunted down by a yo-yo or a tennis racket.
He makes an excellent and persuasive point, Katie.
Don't listen to her, Katie. The press are the enemy of truth.
She's agreeing with you, Alan, you absolute shit.
Well, then I must be wrong.
Alan, are you now recanting your statement that these toys aren't dangerous?
People are saying they're just like normal toys.
Well, what's
and that
going on in
simply
here?
Isn't true. Corrupt media lies.
And Katie, how do you respond to Alan's claims that Mrs. Snugglehugs might be dangerous after all?
I suppose I guess I'm agreeing with him.
Thank you, Katie. I appreciate your support. A lot of folks are saying this Mrs. Snugglehug situation will all blow over, but it won't.
Yes, right, exactly. We need decisive action from the government. We need huge financial support to protect our workers and our businesses. We need to support the vulnerable, and we need
to repent. Exactly right, Katie. We brought it on ourselves with all our liberal indulgences like art, cake, and healthcare. We need to act now.
Healthcare and indulgence.
Or to push a beloved family pet.
Absolutely, Alan. If we can all successfully come together as a community.
Oh no,
perform
the station is
ritual,
becoming more and
hopefully we
more
will appease
QAnon.
the great ancient. Katie, could it be any worse?
Luckily, over the past few years under Advance, they've invested heavily into health, so the system can actually bear the strain.
Is it lucky that the Llama Lords have unleashed a horde of man-made monsters on its own people to conceal the enemy within?
Will you just stop for 5 fucking seconds?
The Global Alliance of Fish People are amassing...
I don't think I got that.
Amassing an army to
Also,
kidnap...
do they live in the same house?
That's what you sound like.
But... I don't sound like that.
Yes, you do.
You do, Alan. You do sound like that.
And that's why no one wants to be your friend.
I've got loads of friends.
No, you haven't.
Oh my god.
You do, Alan.
Yeah, stop lying, Alan.
I'm not lying. You are...
Oh, good one.
Well, I'm telling.
I'm James.
Alan, you know what they
Katie
say about...
Brightman, thank you for joining me. Some real food for thought there from two of the territory's leading minds.
So, are they like married or
Any
something?
moment
They're
now,
just
I'll
like
be
playing
heading
both
over
sides
to
of the
Jeremy,
field to
who
get
is going
money
to
from
be
everybody.
bringing us an up-to-the-minute report of the status of the nation. Over to you, Jeremy.
I don't care what anyone says.
Today, which really contributed to the national conversation. Next, out on the streets, someone who's always doing exactly that.
Oops.
It's Patrick Bannon. Are you there, Patrick?
I should really remember everyone's names.
Apologies for the quality of the broadcast today. Couldn't find any cameramen or women brave enough to come and join me, so I'm out here on my own.
Right, and can you tell us what it's like out there?
Yep, I can. It's as you can see behind me, the streets are currently completely deserted. But my question, Jeremy, is just how long? I mean, could there be danger lurking just around the corner, waiting to end the fledgling career of this young, promising journalist before his full potential is even realised? Will he die, underappreciated by management, and frankly, if you ask me, very, very much underpaid?
I don't think there's any danger of that, Patrick. What's that on your jacket there?
Oh, that's actually a sponge. What I've done here is made a snuggle-proof jacket, Jeremy. The network didn't bother sending me any PPE, so I've been improvised. In fact, showing the sort of resourcefulness that would make me an ideal candidate for, I don't know, for example, an anchor position starting whenever they'd like.
From your point of view, Patrick, just how safe are our streets?
Not safe at all, Jeremy, not safe at all. I'd recommend people staying inside, following government advice, and not putting themselves at any risk at all. Unless, of course, like me, it's for groundbreaking journalism reasons.
Mm-hmm. And just where are you, Patrick?
I'm in the street, on the street.
Which street?
I think I'm struggling to hear you, actually, Jeremy, there.
Which street? Which street are you on?
Oh, which street am I on? Oh, God. I'm just looking for a sign. There it is. I'm on Bannon Avenue.
Bannon Avenue?
Yep.
Bannon Avenue.
Yeah, no, I can hear you fine. Yep, I'm on Bannon Avenue on the sign, it says there.
Like Patrick Bannon?
Oh, yeah, that's That is like, that's strange, that's a weird sign. I don't know what's going on there.
Where are you really?
I'm on Bannon. Alright, fine, I'm not on Bannon Avenue, I'm at home. Alright, fine. Well, I'm in my bathroom. You know, I couldn't face it, to be honest, mate. It's, you know, it's terrible out there. I don't want to go outside. They're everywhere. I'm sorry for lying.
We don't expect any less of you, Patrick.
You hear that sound?
I can, yes. I'm no expert, Patrick, but it sounds unmistakably like a tiny fist tapping on your door there.
Oh, fuck, it does. Oh, fuck, Jeremy, shit, no! Oh, bollocks.
Perhaps there's a small queue of tiny fists, each wielding a different...
Can't say
gender
bollocks on
implement,
TV.
ready to
Man, that's
bash in the heads of
bollocks.
lying little roving reporters.
But you're lying, aren't you? Oh, shit. Okay, fucking listen to me, you bastards. If you're out there, just to piss off, you little fucking suckle fucks. I'm too talented to die. Oh, too talented to die.
Oop.
No. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. Oh, God. Oh, God.
Don't worry, Patrick. I'd say you've got a few seconds before they break their way in there and finish you off.
Let's get that on TV.
What do you see, Patrick? Thank you, Patrick, for that report, showing the nation, and more importantly, management, just where you belong. It's time for another break, but
If he'll
when we
even
come back,
live.
we'll be happy to take your mind off the world for a little while, and who knows, maybe even bring you a few smiles. Join us after this. You're damn right.
Oh, hello,
Adam
son.
delivered. Yes, to Bannon Avenue.
Oh, it was him. Hello, Ant-Man. What? No, that's why you should have been staying indoors. So now there's one in the studio, huh? Oh no.
No, I'm not. I'm not going to.
This really is Five Nights at Freddy's.
No, you're being a child. I'm not. I'm not. I'm not. No? No? Oh, 5, 4, 3. Welcome back to the National Nightly. Well, welcome back anyway. We know isolation isn't easy, so finally tonight we have something a bit different for you. Even though some people felt it's not our job to entertain the public with absolute nonsense, other, more important people overruled those people. So it's time to find out who will National Nightly win and who will National Nightly lose.
Nice.
So, how do we play? Well, joining me is a man who knows all about playing. It's Tommy Harris. Hello, Tommy.
All right, Johnny. It's good to see ya.
And how are you finding the lockdown, Tommy?
What do you mean lockdown?
The enforced isolation of everyone in the country.
Ah, yeah. I think I heard about that. Yeah.
You're in bed, Tommy.
Yeah. You called during nap time, so.
Of course, that's my fault. So, why don't you tell us how the game is played?
Well, it's pretty simple, Jeremy, you sausage. I'm going to ask contestants from around the territory 3 questions about what else, yours truly. And those people are going to get a chance to win a very special prize.
And what are they playing for, Tommy?
Drum roll, please. Jeremy. Thank you. This.
Oh no!
What is that?
It's my athletic support, Jeremy.
Oh.
But I've signed it, So.
Oh, well then, what a fantastic prize.
So is this what really went down with British news over there? They just started doing quizzes?
I believe we have Angie on the line. How do you feel about winning this man's old pants, Angie?
I've never been so excited, Jeremy. And can I just say, I love you. Both of you.
Well, you've said it now, haven't you?
Oh, Angie, I love you. In a way. Tell us about yourself, Angie.
Well, what can I say? My name is Angie. Always has been. I'm a human woman, and my dental hygiene has been described as acceptable.
Brilliant! Right, well, let's get these shambles underway.
Absolutely, John. Can I get 30 seconds on the clock, please?
We haven't got a clock.
Yeah, I did ask for a clock. So,
Well, why don't you start, and I'll stop you when it inevitably becomes unbearable to watch.
I love it. All right, here we go. Time starts now. Question 1. When is my birthday?
The 13th of August at 7:19 a.m.
That is absolutely correct.
That is creepy.
Question 2. What? I said, what is my favourite colour?
Crushed praline 4.
Correct, the colour of my nipples. And finally, Angie dear, what is my star sign?
That's a trick question. You were born outside of the human understanding of the cosmos.
Unbelievable, that is correct. Stop the clock.
Wow, that really was tough to watch.
It really was.
Well, Angie, my love, you got every single question right. Which of course means you lose and win absolutely nothing. Thanks for playing, Angie. Bye. Do we have another contestant on the line at Jelly Bean?
We do indeed. We should have Sonia Artleach. Are you there, Sonia?
Of course I am, Jamie, darling.
Thank you for being here, Sonia.
Oh, there you are, Tommy. Mwah.
Let me guess, you work in theatre, don't you?
Is it that obvious? Gateway, was it the glamour or poise?
It certainly wasn't your inherent sense of humility.
Tell us about yourself, Sonia.
Oh, well, if you must play this game, I am a theatrical agent. I represent the likes of Rudy Beefman, Samuel Coppercup, and Jodie Carpetburn, amongst others.
Jodie
And how's the lockdown affected you, Sonia?
Well, they may have closed the theatres, shut the studios, and boarded the cinemas, but they won't get me that easily.
How are you managing without any work?
Due to a savvy clause in all of my artist contracts, I am able to claim my 15% from their unemployment benefit.
Wow, that certainly is sharp.
Standard stuff, standard stuff.
And can I ask, where are you speaking to us from?
Well, I work from home, you know, to keep costs down.
And who's this?
Oh, well, you know, when they gave the order, I was actually mid-meeting with a client, so we've been isolated together.
No fucking way!
What the fucking fuck?
Is that Tommy Harris? I'm a huge fan. Can I just tell you how bloody brilliant you are?
Actually, Jeff, we're about to play a game, aren't we, Tommy?
We got time, we got time.
Well, if it's not too bold, I think I am in love with you, Mr. Harris.
No, it's not too bold. That's all right, don't worry.
Hey, I'd love to show you some of my stuff. I've been working on some new shit.
Well, at least you're already aware.
During lockdown, we've been workshopping some of Jeff's ideas for much younger children, haven't we?
People still let you near their children, do they?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I've been developing some shows for younger children.
Well, we'd love to see it, wouldn't we, Gerbil?
Absolutely dying to.
Right, so, what do kids love?
Timely child support payments from their absent fathers.
Overproduced musical numbers?
That's right. Animals! So, I'm trying to address the things that kids need to know, but through a medium that they'll understand.
This is ridiculous.
Do you understand?
I think so, yes.
Jeff's one of my best clients, aren't you?
I am, yeah. So, the first one we've been working on is called The King of the Jungle's Mortgage Repayments. It's about a lion who's having problems with his interest rates.
I see. Does
Sounds
he have a broker?
riveting.
He does, yes, he's a porcupine. How did you know that?
Well, your work is universal, darling. It speaks to people.
I'm going to say something to you, mate. I think you're onto something here.
Oh, the bear,
Oh,
you
yes,
bear.
yes, right. This one is much better. So, this one tells the tale of Mr. Bear. Now, Mr. Bear is a very sad bear, because all of the other bears don't think that he'll amount to much, and they tell him that his plays are lazy and derivative.
I think you're onto something there.
Now, Mr. Bear is a tragic figure. Picture this. He's at his lowest ebb. The trees are closing in. He can't even face his salmon, can he? But then he meets someone that will change his life forever.
This is fucking gripping.
That's right. He meets a wise, old octopus who takes him under his wing and says, "No, Mr. Bear, don't be sad. You're not like all the other bears. You have this ambition and these dreams."
Such fucking dreams.
I think I love you, Jeff.
And what you need.
No.
Says the octopus, probably doing an 8-armed gesture or something.
What you need to do to find happiness in this crazy old forest is you need to set yourself more realistic goals. It's called Mr. Bear Lowers His Expectations.
Wow. You really have taken yourself to new depths. And what do you want children to take away from this?
Oh, fuck shit, fuck.
What?
I said a more realistic worldview.
Are you alright, Jamboree?
It's Jeffrey. My name is Jeffrey Donington.
No, stop. How does it end? We need to know how it ends.
Well, all the animals learn a thing or two about inevitable mediocrity.
And Mr. Bear settles down near to his parents' cave, stops trying to make his band happen, and he goes into bear telemarketing.
Bear
Bear maths teacher.
Oh, and we end. We end on a big musical number. Oh, there's dancing. It's very repetitive, so it's catchy but not too challenging. Well, if you like, I could go and get my boombox.
Yeah, I might be able to. Hang on. Can we get Angie back?
Why not? The more the merrier, as they say at orgies.
What?
Right, I'll just fill then, shall I?
I'm with him on this one.
Coming up in a moment, it's the world premiere that nobody saw coming.
Lights!
Or wanted. At all.
Right.
I can only apologise in advance for what we're all about to endure.
Did you turn this shitting thing up? Well, there's all sorts of creatures down on Dangly Doodle Farm. Wise old Mr. Octopus with way too many arms. There's Mr. Pig and Mr. Cow, they're always in good moods. But that's 'cause they don't know they'll soon be sliced up into food.
Why are we doing this?
Mr. Bear, what's that over there? That's where your hopes go to turn into despair. Mr. Bear, what's that over there? That's where your dreams go to die. Mr. Raccoon wants to go to the moon. He'll end up as a bus driver soon. Mr. Porcupine thinks he'll read the news at 9. He'll end up as a janitor who stinks of turpentine. Mr. Tiny Mouse thought he'd own a massive house, ended up in a bedsit where he can't control the louse. Mr. Horse thought he'd go into professional sports, now he's an alcoholic and he's on his 3rd divorce. Mr. Bear, what's that over there? That's the place your life becomes an endless questionnaire. Mr. Bear, what's that over there? That's where your hopes go to die. Lower your expectations. Maybe you could
I
get
unironically like this song.
Communications. No matter how you try, you'll never reach the League of Nations. The best you'll get is middle rank in trading operations. So lower your
expectations. You'll never win an Oscar, so there's no congratulations. The future that is coming will not meet specifications, and no amount of visualizations will save you from your own deterioration. Mr. Bear, what's that over there? That's a tramp who thought he'd be a multi-millionaire. Mr. Bear, what's that over there? That's where self-esteem goes to die. Mr. Bear, what's that over there? That's the disappointment that is waiting everywhere. Mr. Bear, what's that over there? That's where your schemes go to die. That's where your dreams go to die. That's where dreams go to die.
Amen. And before we say goodnight,
What?
it's time for tonight's parable. For it did come to pass that on the road
What?
there was a wise man and a foolish man and a weird man. And there did come upon them from the local village a truth seeker named Unlikely Brian. And he did come to them with alms and someone else's arms and
Wasn't expecting a sermon.
a wise and weird and foolish man, he said, whilst dancing the traditional jig of inquiry common in those lands at those times. How, grant thou, can the many weights and measures of life be balanced? And the wise man did say, there are no riches greater than family. And the foolish man did say he
There's
proved
multiple
it
ones
for
in the
camel
office now.
race, and that it was a sure thing. And the weird man did say that 2 ears was just the right number, because there was no good place to put a third that wouldn't be aesthetically upsetting. Although he did see the use for a second anus. And Unlikely Brian did fall into wonder and befuddlement at their answers, although he was also wondering if either the foolish man or the weird man had any actual value in this sort of professional consultative environment. For what he did not know was that the profound man and the practical man were both on annual leave that week, and the foolish man and the weird man were all that the agency had available. But what Unlikely Brian did not reveal was that he was asking for his friend Alex, who had enraged their spouse over a passport, treated their son Charlie like he was still a little baby, and was too miserly to even pay for their daughter's holiday.
So are we becoming like more and more news for Tories? Because I'm not about that.
Like our Lord, when he discovered a turd in his cradle and was forced to ask
Ew.
Nebuchadnezzar to leave. Well, that's all we have time for tonight. I'm Archangel Megan Wolf. Have a hateful night. Are we done? Oh my God. I thought I was going to piss myself halfway through that. Not even joking. Right, babe, I've got to go and get my bits done. I'm seeing that guy tonight again, aren't I?
Oh my God.
At the end of the day, babe, he makes my fanny flutter. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, come on then, you lot, out my house. And you, Alex. All right? I don't want you here when I'm on my date. I promise. Alex.
Alex, wake up!
Wake up.
Wake up!
Wake up.
Wake up, Alex! Alex!
Wake up!
Wake up!
Wake up!
Wake up!
Oh my God. Is that my first A? Yeah, I didn't do too well on the middle part. I will admit that one, but that went well. Government and resistance are stable. Still kind of with the job because I didn't go in on the day off. It's fine. Good Lord, I am like... Okay. I just want to see what this one was all about.
We know times are hard,
Yeah, this game is like
know that you're
really
scared.
out there.
but now, more than ever,
Okay, chair is beginning to make
Even
some
though
really
we're
bad
apart,
sounds.
We want you to know. It still matters how you look. Loads, actually. To the distant divas and the isolation idealists, the healthcare heroes and the lockdown lovers, we say you're still aging. Possibly more so. We need to come together, every single one of us, and do the right thing. Keep buying our products. Eye of the beholder, because you'll have to go out in public eventually.
I'm mad that's not far off from some lockdown commercials. Like, at all. Alright. Hopefully we don't have to stay in lockdown mode, because that was pretty rough. Well, it was more so the creatures everywhere that made things rough. A rude awakening? Oh. Also, we're starting to get rich. Okay. The rhythmic beeping of the heart monitor brings you slowly back to consciousness. Opening your eyes, you're greeted by a semicircle of concerned faces. Your family by your side, a reassuringly familiar sight in these new surroundings. You blink a few times to clear the sleep from your eyes and bring everyone into focus. Looking up, Sam's face is a mixture of concern and frustration. Things haven't been great between you two lately, and Chris hasn't been helping things. Looming at Sam's shoulder with a sour expression, it's clear there's still no love lost between the two of you. Well, I don't care. You weren't getting my passport. While Sam clearly is worried about you, the family scowl is obvious on both of their faces. You reach out to Sam, thanks for coming, or I can't believe I've just woken up to the gruesome twosome. Let's not. I know some would disagree. The worry for you wins out, and Sam takes your hand before leaning in to kiss your forehead. Of course, sweetheart, I could never have been anywhere else. For the first time in a while, you both genuinely smile at each other, before you look to the rest of your family. Susie is standing next to Sam, less worried now that you're awake and smiling. You can see Sam's worry on your daughter's face, but it quickly turns to a frown when she notices you looking at her. I'm glad you're okay. It's muttered more than said, a grudging acknowledgement that, despite your recent differences, she still cares. What happened? Thanks for coming, you groan back playfully. Or, yeah, thanks, is all you can manage. Sighing. It'd be nice. Susie can't help but smile back at you, rolling her eyes good-naturedly. It's great to have her here. Charlie catches your eye as he fidgets with the edge of the blanket. You shouldn't have lied. You cock your head and look at him, one eyebrow raised questioningly. As soon as you turn to him, you can see Charlie tense up. He's clearly battling hard to stay mad at you. You look expectantly at him, but he refuses to meet your gaze. Hey, I'm gonna be fine. We'll be fighting again before you know it. Or, well, if he won't make any effort now, why should you? Dang. Charlie looks at you and grins, one of those infectious smiles that spreads around the room. It's always good to have him in your corner. Your smile fades as you notice your mother staring listlessly out the window. Despite all your best efforts, she's not been doing well lately. Are you okay, Mum? Your mother starts, your call clearly shocking her out of her reverie. She turns to you and smiles, and you're grateful to see the increasingly rare recognition in her eyes. Yes, dear, of course. How are you feeling? You smile warmly and nod. Before you can respond, a doctor bustles in and ushers everyone out. She asks you, for what feels like the 100th time, how you're feeling. Surprisingly well, all things considered. Especially since I have the healthcare to cover this. Excellent. There's no sign of any real damage. Just a bit of a shock to the old system. Pardon the pun, she smiles. Not that we'd recommend you do anything like that again, of course. After a couple days rest at home, you should feel right as rain. She turns to leave but stops at the door. Oh, this is right after we got electrocuted. Unsafe work environment. Oh, and the private room of care, the doctor gestures to your room, which you now notice looks rather expensive. It's all been paid by a Mr. Bozeman. He left those flowers and said not to worry and to take the rest of the week off. He'll see you Monday, apparently. Seems like the least you could do. Wow, only a week after you electrocuted me on the job? A burden to bear? You come home from a particularly late shift to find the kitchen light still on, which isn't normally a good sign. Everyone's usually in bed now. Softly opening the kitchen door, you find Sam at the table. Bills and papers are strewn in front of them, as well as what looks to be their second pack of biscuits. They give you a quick kiss as you take a seat next to them. I was about to say, what's she doing with like a pack of like Pillsbury right next to her, but it's like, oh wait, no. It's Britain. Those are cookies. Sam frowns and goes back to the bill they're holding. Hey sweetheart, just looking at the numbers again. They look to the door to the pantry, now converted into your mother's bedroom. We've been doing our best, but I think Cassandra really needs a nurse to look after her now. Suddenly the bills are all you can see. Fortunately, with the money that's been coming in and what we've been able to save, we've got more than enough to keep going. Sam smiles at you. I know things have been difficult and the daily care won't be cheap, but she's your mother. We have to, really, don't we? You gratefully smile back. Of course you'll pay for the care your mother needs. Or your mother hasn't been herself for a long while. Maybe it's time to consider the other option. Huh. Oh, chat. What's your opinion? Health care for mom or euthanasia? That's... that seems extreme. Like, ooh, okay. Do we get mom a nurse? Or do we just take her out back with the shotgun and like... Healthcare. Fine, we'll take the family route. It's sort of Damocles sheathed, at least for the moment. You grab the papers and stuff them into a drawer. Such a relief to not have to worry about it anymore, or so you told Sam. Hours later, you're still awake, staring at the ceiling, thinking, how long will the money last? Yeah, because now we went from like near rich to sometimes splurging. I mean, at least we're still doing fine. We're not broke. Oh boy. I probably should join their Discord. I wonder if they're going to have expansions for this. Must have been really fun to, like, be an actor for this, too. The silence.
My Kath, it'll be all right.
No, it won't be all right, Kath. Pack up your weapons of optical destruction and get out.
You realise you're beginning to sound like me?
I mean it, Kath.
Stay where you are, Kath.
Yeah, crazy Neil.
Jenny? This is not Jenny's decision, Jeremy, or yours.
It'll be all right.
Must be played.
Oh, good.
Fine.
You can tell him I'll return his wife's casserole dish at our dinner next week. Jenny?
I'm sorry, Kath, you're gonna have to leave.
You're letting it go to your head.
She nearly blinded
10
me.
seconds,
I thought we were
everybody.
all part of a team these days.
Things are better, Jeremy, you know that.
At
Stop being so
At
high-minded.
least I don't have to worry about the pandemic stuff anymore.
Good evening. I'm Megan Wolf.
And I'm Jeremy Dawes.
Three to
Our main
choose
headlines
from.
tonight.
The establishment strikes back. The World Council has agreed today to impose punitive sanctions on the people of this country.
The sanctions, which are broad-ranging, include restrictions on the supply of oil and gas, food, clothing, and even some medicines. But how should we react? We
not
asked
the
the public.
medicines.
What are your reaction to the sanctions?
It's fucking outrageous. My mom needs insulin. Am I supposed to get her transitioned? What's the government doing about it? Eh?
Thanks, Patrick. Fascinating stuff.
Popular Prime Minister Julia Salisbury has released a reassuringly brave statement in response to the World Council's controversial announcement.
This international declaration is nothing short of outrageous. We are a democratically elected government with massive popular support. We do not recognise these sanctions, and we encourage other socially progressive nations of the world to both resist and ignore them. Advance have struck fear into the heart of the international community by showing that it is possible to have radical change for the betterment of the many. And whilst I wish we could improve other countries as much as we have our own, we do not rely on the help of others to thrive. This country is entirely self-sufficient. We are a team, now more than ever. And this team is on your side.
I forgot all about the interference.
Defiant stuff. But what do you, the public, think of our government's stance? Robin Short found out.
I was wondering if you could tell me what you think of the government.
What? That shower of iridescent pricks, punishing success and rewarding laziness, they're taking this country down the bloody Swanee. And it's not just me that thinks.
What's a Swanee?
Iris, she agreed.
Putting the grown-ups to shame. An award today for Camp Busyfingers, which continues to break all production expectations.
A slightly dazed-looking Sophia Remington presented young foreman Alfie Plank and his team with a certificate, statuette, and a moderately generous tuck shop voucher.
No.
So, how do the public feel about the Youth Employment Opportunity Scheme? Patrick Bannon again.
What's your opinion of Camp Busyfingers?
What do you think my opinion is? Should we ban? It's bloody child labour. Is that what you like, is it? Children being exploited?
No, I don't.
Pipers at the gates of dawn. Commuters in the capital this morning found themselves surprised and amused by the latest stunt from popular pressure group Disrupt.
Silent protests were held outside underground stations throughout the capital, bringing a pleasantly surreal quality to the morning.
Oh, we're really
Yes, like me,
helping
phobia
out
of minds.
the public
But how do
opinion.
we, as a country, really feel about Disrupt? Robin?
How do you feel about Disrupt?
Oh, well, now you're talking. Ruddy hero, showing us not to take it lying down like Iris here.
So you both feel they're a cause worth supporting?
Well, Iris doesn't speak on mine, but we're pretty sure there's still one in there, aren't we, love?
Oh my God.
Wherever it is, it loves Disrupt, fighting the oiks for our freedom. And what could possibly be wrong with that?
Do you need me to get you some help?
Feast or famine. Resourceful doctors David Wong and Ingrid Sforsborg and Horgensford today announced their first successful harvest in Dante's Taint. Although they can currently only grow a few fungal strains, the scientists seem to be staying positive, as the following picture shows.
The undauntable scientists chose to try and survive in the cave system while the complex rescue operation inches forward up here on dry land.
Let's hope they like Stroganoff.
But with Advance planning to spend an eye-watering amount of public money on the rescue craft, we asked Patrick Bannon to find out what we should all be thinking about the
Well, we'll be
accelerated
indifferent on this.
Yeah, don't worry, they're going to cut all this, aren't they? It's disgusting. Right. Oh, Jesus wept.
You can't say Jesus on
Christ, have
TV.
you thought about quitting smoking?
Right. No, I'm fine. What were we talking about?
The trapped scientists.
Oh, yeah, right.
Brilliant.
I am not a number. Applications finally opened today for the new Advanced Team membership cards, a scheme by the government to allow fast access to all the new public services being introduced daily.
The team membership cards are entirely voluntary, but will be recognised as legal identification by all major organisations, including the police, banks and, vitally, pubs and bars.
And of course, there's no charge, Jeremy.
It all seems too good to be true.
Well,
Yeah.
you've been a cynic. But most importantly, what should you, the public, think about the new team membership cards?
team membership cards?
Absolutely bloody not. That's the thin end of the wedge, isn't it, Iris? First it's, can I see your identification, sir? And then it's, would you mind bending over the table, sir? So Sergeant State Educated and Constable Regional Accent here can stick their truncheon up your derriere.
Oh, crikey!
They should call them what they are. They're bloody ID cards. Oh, for Christ's sake, what is it, Iris?
Oh, I'm really not happy, Algernon! Crikey.
And finally tonight, Hospital Pass. New images reach us today of brave Johnny Handsleeves and his doting partner Tiffany Lamore in their ongoing struggle against his horrific mystery illness.
Tiffany was forced to cancel her latest show, These
We'll be
Hotel
nice
Chicks and What
about
I Did on
them.
Them, in order to devote more time to selflessly looking after the much-loved multimillionaire.
I'm sure the art world will recover.
With some critics questioning her motives, what should your opinion be of the controversial artist for at least appearing to stand by her man?
Oh my god, fantastic!
Wise words.
Later tonight, in a bit of a switcheroo, it'll be Jeremy in the culture chair, spitting rhymes with popular rapper Jay Zus. And then we'll both be chatting with a familiar team of thespians set to take the nation by storm again.
That's all coming up on tonight's
National
Nightly
Nightly
News.
Why is there always interference during the intro?
First tonight, thankfully, some news as we return to our main story.
The World Council today agreed that punitive and potentially illegal sanctions should be imposed upon this country. The sanctions, which come into effect immediately, aim to stop the flow of food, fuel, and even some medicines from reaching your pockets.
Tonight, we have guests from across the continent to discuss this unprecedented situation. For Advance, Peter Clement is at his home in Lamfordshire. Are you there, Peter?
Yes, I can hear you, Jeremy. Thank you for having me.
A momentous day, Prime Minister. Are you shaken?
Oh, I don't scare that easy, I'm afraid, old son. And neither do the people of this country.
Well, joining us is Ivan Vodovich, Foreign Minister of Urkistan. Ivan, thank you for being here.
Great pleasure. You, Megan Wolf, are like strongest guard at Labour camp who wake up inside body of a crazy, expensive prostitute. In my country, you will be worshipped as a god.
Okay. Minister, as one of those arguing most strongly for these sanctions, how do you feel about Advance's defiant stance?
Advance is like man who think he have big career in movies land. When actually, he in dirty sanitarium, screaming at mirror and holding tiny penis in hand.
You can't say that on TV.
We have like some of the cleanest mental health care facilities in the continent, yeah.
And welcome to Svenland's Minister of Mojo, Björk. I'm sorry, we don't appear to have your surname.
It's just Björk, yeah. We don't use things like socially divisive surnames here, yeah.
Minister?
It's just Björk, yeah.
Right, Björk. Your country spoke in favour of Advance at the World Council today, but you were noticeably absent when it came to the actual vote.
Well, what a surprise. The hippies didn't show up for the fight.
Actually, that's quite racist, because if you must know, we were going to go to the whole, like, voting, yeah. But
I think that's the same guy who's like the sports guy, like with the quiz.
Our grandparents, Galicia, whilst the vote was happening.
In terms of
And
actor.
that's like a really, really time-consuming process, actually.
You're like sissy man. You have this expression, sissy man. It's like man with tiny penis who like to wash more than once a week.
That's quite homophobic.
DSP?
Oh, stop winding him up, Ivan. We're not back at the Grange now. Sorry, Jeremy. Ivan and I used to play golf back in my media days.
Yeah, he always wins.
Nothing gives him greater pleasure than grinding people's gears. The more publicly, the better.
Peter, you're like man with tiny penis who think he have tiny penis, but actually he discovered that. Oh, could it be? No, it's tiny penis.
Ivan's just worried that when the rest of the world sees how well we're doing, they'll notice all that dosh that he's got squirreled away. Because that's what these sanctions are, Megan. They're the last pathetic gasp of an establishment in collapse. Wolves at the gates, Ivan, old mate.
Good. They can join others on my wall.
Actually, in Svenland, we have like serious animal welfare legislation. And like my friend Helga, She got arrested, yeah, for killing a butterfly that was hovering over her fuel tank. I mean, in English, jam sandwich.
I used to know a girl called Jam Sandwich. She was a right cracker too. Wonder what became of her.
We seem to be wandering a little from the news here.
That's human interest, Jeremy. The real people behind the headlines and all that. So if you're watching, Jan, give us a call.
Really?
Yeah. Let's see if we can't organise a reunion.
Crash, I'm not sure about that. I'll have to run it past Mrs. Clement first, eh?
Peter, you like man trying to empty ashes of mistresses into oncoming vent. Soon you have tiny penis and beard full of secrets.
In Finland, we don't really go in for all that restricted monogamy stuff here. We're kind of flawed, actually.
Okay, well, it seems that we are running out of time.
Yes, so before we go to the break, briefly, if you would, gentlemen, with the people of this country facing shortages and
Possible shortages and power outages.
Yes, of course. Thank you. Possible shortages and power outages. Can you summarise your thoughts for us, Minister Bjerk?
Well, from here, yeah, you all look a bit stupid really arguing about outdated devices, concepts like money. In Finland, we replaced currency with a system of bodily fluids back in the 1970s, and that's like really hard to sanction, actually.
Thank you, Minister Votovich.
Your country is like man who think he invented perfect trap for giant mutant hairy bear. When really, he's just standing in field
Holding his tiny penis, yes. Thank you, Minister. And finally, Prime Minister Clement.
Let me talk to your viewers here, Jeremy. Don't worry, everybody. Don't be afraid. Don't even lose a wink of sleep. We knew the rest of the world would react this way, and we're ready. As my old man used to say, you can't make a shite pie without blocking a few toilets.
Thank you, Prime Minister.
Reassuring words there.
We'll be back.
After these messages.
1 minute back.
Hey, Peter.
Why is
I
this
over your
blocked
way
off?
this weekend. You fancy a quick 9?
Yeah, sure, front or back.
That's what I hope you're asking Megan Wolf for me.
She's out of your league, mate.
Thank you for the correction.
Well, you have to be more careful.
It's all part of his long-term plan to get fired live on the news at 6 in front of the nation.
Can someone warn him it's going a little too well?
Ooh, A+.
This is important. New government censorship should show up in blue. Same as regular censoring. Keep an eye out for the advanced blue waveform.
Ooh. So now innocuous terms, and I'm gonna have to censor. But I guess I can choose whether or not to let them.
Hang on. Have they given you the Crown Prince report?
What?
Megan?
This is Jeremy, and he'll be interviewing you.
Yo, thanks for having me on your show, man.
It's quite alright.
Yo, just a quick one. You're not gonna ask me about the gym, are you?
Live in 10 seconds.
So he put that get up on himself. I'm just saying.
Going in 5.
I don't know what to do for that.
3.
Welcome back. I'm Megan Wolf. Later, we have an exclusive first
Oops.
look at a theatrical sensation everyone's going to be talking about. But first, it's time to go over to the culture spot with lovely old Jeremy Donaldson, who's joined by a very special guest. Jeremy.
Thanks, Megan. I have the honour and privilege of being joined by hip-hop royalty. He's been called the son of the streets and the father of truth. Not sure how that works, but whatever. Let's welcome Jesus!
Hey, thanks, Jeremy. Yeah, it's a real honor to be here on your show, The News. You know, as a kid on the streets, I used to watch you through a window of the shop, so to be here right now is crazy.
You've had quite the journey to be here today. Can you tell us about it?
Well, you know, I try not to, well, you know, the past is the past, and I don't like to dwell on it.
I understand.
But yeah, man, the streets is all I remember. Like, my mother donated me to a charity shop soon after I was born. Elderly lady took pity on me. You know, she let me sleep on a pile of crime fiction until I taught myself how to walk.
Wow, that's quite the childhood.
And she died tragically. Right there in my arms, man. You know, I remember a tear falling as she laid there next to the used homeware. And in that moment, I became a child of the streets. I was just 18 months old.
What a tale. What a tale. You're known for your direct and honest lyrics. Was your style informed by your troubled past?
Oh, like I said, I try not to talk about it. It's just too hard.
Of course.
But my first album is about the story of the first 4 times I stole, so I wouldn't starve. A small group of infants came to see me as their de facto leader. They call me Mr. Cheese Slice. Anyway, we were like a family.
It would seem. Recently, you've been quite outspoken about the government.
Yeah, fuck the government. Fuck Advance. Fuck Peter Clement.
What is it that you object to so vehemently?
Well, you know, they stole from us. They're taking our money and spending it, man.
Redistributing it. Actually, homelessness has been all but eliminated in the last couple of months.
So?
Surely that's a cause close to your heart?
Yeah, nah, of course, man. Very much so. I just mean, like, why do I have to pay for it, you know?
You don't. People have been rehoused on property seized from the historically wealthy. And that couldn't have been you, could it?
Look, yeah, I worked hard to be here. I built this from nothing, and I deserve to be rewarded for that.
Would you say you worked harder than, say, a farmer or a care worker?
I don't know. But if people are taking something from my music, choose to value it, buy it, who's to say I don't? And no one can take that away from me.
Not even to help, say, vulnerable children? Mr. Cheese Slice.
What is it you're trying to say?
I just don't understand
Are
why
they
you
supposed to
placed
be
yourself
Jay-Z?
politically. I mean, is it ideological or is it tactical?
Well, it's more of
Or
like...
maybe it's hereditary.
Stop trying to tie me in knots with your words, Jeremy. I let the music speak for itself. And the people agree with me.
Well, that remains to be seen. But you have given me a very easy segue out of a conversation that I promise you was much more painful for me than it was for you. So here he is with his hit song, Mrs. Ludlow's Tears.
Oh no, I'm gonna do something a little different. It's a new single I've been working on.
Oh, so this is unapproved, is it?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Excellent. Don't worry, we've got a state-of-the-art censorship system. What's the worst that could happen? So here he is with a new song. Aren't we lucky? It's Jesus!
First, you're gonna pay up. You're gonna pay back.
Well, we're all different races from many different places. At any given moment, only one could be the greatest. So you can feel the elation from your participation. Still 2 leaders in this motherfucking nation. Now we're getting sanctioned, talking about expansion. Why does Julius require a massive fucking mansion? So fuck all your schemes. I don't need your freaky team, and I don't need your help to achieve my fucking dreams. So don't make a fuss when you find you're one of us. Yeah, every single one of you's a bit Jesus. And you can call me crazy, cause no one ever pays me. But I won't waste a lifetime being motherfucking lazy. I may be inventive, my taste may be expensive. But why would I get out of bed with no fucking incentive? Although it's contravention of your obvious intention. I like to eat a little of the fruits in my invention. You may
This is hard.
But we're not all the same. All our dreams, all our schemes, all our means are not the same. The best of the praise of the crest of the wave. Cause we're only equal people when we're motherfucking slaves. Take this fact, gonna stain it red. Gonna stab it into Peter Clement's motherfucking head. Cause he's thick as shit, he's got a job he's unfaithful. It's time to stone a couple with a motherfucking pitchfork. So this is for the snuff ones, the push and the shove ones, the folks who feel the burden of their motherfucking loved ones who had plenty like a
This is also unironically
The
good.
ones who now finding that their bank accounts are empty. The ones of aspiration who had to flee a nation. The ones who built a business out of dreams of perspiration. There's all sorts of people, the good and the evil. It only takes a glance to see we're not all equal. You make us the same, but we're not all the same. All our dreams, all our schemes, all our means are not the same. And the best of the brave serve the press of the ways. Cause we're only equal people when we're motherfucking slaves. Gonna take this fact, gonna stain it red. Gonna slam it into Peter Clemens' motherfucking head. Cause he's thick as shit, he's got a job he's unfit for. Time to stone a castle with a motherfucking pitchfork. Get out of your seats, get your asses in the streets. Set a fire in the building, let him feel some fucking heat. Say you hate to go getters, those squilling bet letters, and burn them on the paras of advances fucking letters. Gonna take this fact, gonna stain it red. Gonna slam it into Peter Clemens' motherfucking head. Cause he's thick as shit, he's got a job he's unfit for. Time to stone a castle with a motherfucking pitchfork. Chase that dream, you don't need a fucking team. And advances, little dances aren't as harmless as it seems. Cause they're stale and corrupt, then you're angry or wrong. Then your hearts and your minds and your fists to destruct.
How could I have censored all of that?
Jesus there with his new song. Thank you so much for joining us in the studio. I'm sorry. I may not agree with you, but I'd just like to offer you an apology. I've just been told that there was some kind of issue upstairs, and an attempt was made to censor some of your lyrics.
What? Are you joking?
I'd just like to say to you and everyone at home that this was a mistake.
This is absolutely ridiculous. I cannot believe this.
Here at the National Nightly News, we pride ourselves on remaining neutral, unbiased, and independent of any outside interference. You have my word. We will never censor ideas. Back to you, Megan.
Well, a bit of dangerous language there, sorry about that. Well, thank you to little Jeremy Donaldson for providing our culture spot. Coming up, we'll be speaking to a couple of familiar faces about their upcoming dramatic outing. Don't go away. We'll be right back after this.
That's the ad.
Just a reminder. Fixing that on VCR.
No, this is ridiculous.
With a new tape. Last ad break.
Just a mix-up, I'm sure. Now, if you come with me, I really do have to ask
Oh,
you to
trust me.
leave.
My father's going to hear about this.
I understand.
Oh no.
This is unbelievable, Megan.
I don't know what you're talking about, Jeremy.
Okay. Well, thank you for telling me that before it was too late. They gave me an A+. I guess I did do well with the swears, not so much with the government censorship. Yeah, that is true. I mean, the boss told me I had to stay in line with, like, government censorship, but the news should be impartial.
Look at him.
If we could just get you in position.
Oh, say no more. Say no more.
Megan, Jeremy, you remember Mr. Algebra?
Vividly.
And Mr. Harris, and this is Ms. Raiden.
What?
Philippa, please.
Oh no, not them.
Eh? Who'd have thought it?
Perhaps a lower order demon.
Yes, it is awfully exciting, isn't it?
Right, okay then. We're going live in 10 seconds, opening on camera 1. 5, 4, 3.
Welcome back, and no, you're not mistaken. Sitting across from us are some very familiar faces.
You really are too kind, Megan. It was only a yogurt commercial, but I'm still proud of it.
Here to talk about his new show, we're joined by National Treasure Tommy Harris, the National Theatre's Philippa Raiden, and National Deficit Jeff Algebra.
Yeah, it was genuinely good.
Tommy, would you like to tell us about the show?
You know what? I'd bloody love to. It's about me. It's about my life.
And where did the idea come from?
So, right, picture this. Their legs akimbo, mid-session, sweat is pouring out of me like an immense hog. And then Cindy comes in, she says, Pete's on the phone.
That's Peter Clement, the Prime Minister.
Yeah, Pete's actually a really good mate of mine.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah, no, he comes to the training sometimes. He's actually a pretty good goal sweeper. Anyway, so, yeah, Pete, he says, Toby, he thinks my name's Toby, see? He says, how would you like to spread your message of team spirit and cooperation across this fractured nation?
Hi, Chris.
How would you like to really make a difference in these desperate times?
What did you say?
Yeah, right, yeah.
So, Jeff, The question on everyone's lips is, what in God's name are you doing here?
Ah, well, after the success of my debut work and all the people that I've touched, I knew that I had a career in theatre. Yeah? I've always been an admirer of Tommy from afar.
Eating
So
and
when
typing
my
is
manager
hard.
phoned
Eating
me
and
asking
playing
if I could
this
come
game is
over,
even
I
harder.
was ecstatic.
Especially since I don't even have
whipped
food.
my trousers off and got straight to work.
Why did you do that?
I do all my best work with my trousers off.
Yeah, I've been told too.
No, I wouldn't say so. Right, Tommy, sorry, would you just give us a sense of what the show is actually about?
It's about how hard it's been for me and some of the struggles that I've faced. It's like really getting to the heart of how tough it is to be me. I call it Tommy Harris. Jesus, that was hard.
Can't say Jesus on broadcast TV.
We actually have some clips of the process of the show. Would you mind telling us what's going on here?
Yeah, so the show is built around two things that are very important to me. It mixes scenes from my life as well as epic fantasy retellings of scenes from my life.
But Dad, you promised you'd come to my graduation.
I'm sorry, son. You're an embarrassment.
But Dad, you promised you'd come to my graduation.
Back, demon! Back to the house!
Philippa, what's it been like co-starring with Tommy Harris?
I've always dreamed of treading the boards at medium-scale regional theatres, Megan. And for once, this show really gives me something to sink my teeth into.
What's different about this show, then?
Tommy, Mr. Harris's show really lets me show my tremendous range as an actor. I've always suffered from typecasting, forced to play the same tired characters in every god-awful yogurt advert or godforsaken soap opera or, God forbid, a pantomime. But, you know, this show has really let me just go there.
Jeff, the viewers at home will be dying to know exactly what is it that you bring to the show.
Oh, good question. I think these guys would agree with me when I say that it's my steady hand on the tiller, my arm round the shoulder approach that's really brought the production from strength to strength.
Absolutely right. Jeff's contributions are immeasurable. He was our rock.
Can you give us a sneak peek of anything else that might be in the show?
Yeah, also.
Yep. We've got lots of exclusive first-hand experiences of Tommy's time in the underground sports board scene.
And some epic fantasy retellings of Tommy's time in the underground sports board scene.
Like, I generally do like eat and game at the same time.
Am I right
It's
in
not that
saying
hard.
This was
Especially with
officially
like
commissioned
games like
by the
Loop
government?
Hero where you only need like a mouse.
All paid for by the taxpayer, which, you know, to be honest, is actually a lifesaver, really.
Just always pause the game, or take a break or take a bite when the action dies down a
Which
little.
frankly would have been a travesty.
God, Jesus Christ!
Goodness, and you do this every night.
Absolutely.
The dragon.
For what?
Death.
And the public are footing the bill, are they?
Too bloody right they are. Between the cost of my tour bus and the dry cleaning of my ties, I'm barely scraping a profit here.
Amazing. And where can the folks at home come and see this for themselves?
We're performing all over the nation.
And people can see it for absolutely free, all courtesy of Advance. Isn't that incredible, Jeremy?
Yes, it's unbelievable.
Well, thank you all so much for coming. Next time we see you, no doubt you'll have taken our jobs.
That's all we have time for tonight. Join us tomorrow when I'll be interviewing the world's most attractive horse. I'm Jeremy Donaldson.
And I'm Megan Wolfe. And from all of us here, have a peaceful night.
Aww.
That's the ads. Let's get reset for tomorrow, please.
Oh, I cut to the
We
ads
must
too
stop
late.
bumping into each other like this, eh?
Oh.
Oh.
That could have gone better. A+! Yo! Yo! Achievement unlocked. Nice broadcast. Yeah. Look at that. Look at that. The ratings are through the roof. They're going to the moon. To the moon, baby. All offensive words were censored. An interference-free show. An exceedingly poor edit. Screw you. You play one advert too late. I did. Advance angered by content. Does it look like I care what the government thinks? Also, hi James. Received a generous bonus. Holiday time. And my investment is going up too. That's why you always got to play the ad. Okay, alright, we're back on good terms with the job. The resistance is going up. The government is going down. We love to see it. We love to see it. Sorry, I just want to see what like this one is all about. That looks a lot like the board for Sorry.
It's the sound of a real sports board game action in a sports board game. Oh, your favorite sports board moments in the comfort of your own home. Compete in the trivia round.
Dad, in non-Euclidean geometry, which type of surface has constant negative Gaussian curvature?
Correct. It's a leap year.
Parcheesi. I think I've seen Parcheesi. I've just never played it.
Oh, you know what that means? Put on the shame hat. And that's right, we win your kids. Sorry, they're ours now. Forget those high-roll board games. The sports board game is the only game your family is going to want to play.
Oh, it was Ludo. Okay. Don't do that to Ludo. Ludo is fine. It just takes a while. Alright, good day. We got an amazing day with just a really bad edit. I wonder... I think it is just a matter of, like, not losing ratings. Because I don't think I ever lost viewers at any point during that. I got warnings, but I never, like, lost one. A ladder worth climbing. It's a lazy Sunday afternoon in summer when you and Sam making the most of both kids being out of the house. You bang your head coming out of the cupboard with the last 2 slices of homemade cake. It used to be much easier when you could store things in the pantry. It's rare for you and Sam to actually get to finish sweet things in this house. And you savor every moment. Just as you take your last bite, you hear the sound of the front door slamming. That'll be Charlie back from the Go-Getters. Oh god, I would buy the sports board game if they did. You can hear him practically running to come find you, and he's grinning from ear to ear when he finally does. I have some really big news. You and Sam play along, sitting attentively with bated breath. Ready? Charlie asks as he both nod enthusiastically. With a flourish, he reveals a new badge from his pocket and proudly presents it to you both to examine. As he announces, as of today, I'm a member of the first tier of Cohesion Cadets. There's way more stuff I'm going to be doing, and I'll be working some weekends, but it's really cool. Huh. That sounds like child labor. Sam congratulates Charlie as you can't help but frown. It seems like a big step up for teenagers, or you and Sam grin back at your son. You're thrilled that he's happy and doing well. Admittedly, I did forget how old he is. Maybe it's not child labor? But Cohesion Cadets? Young teen? I don't know, should we disapprove of him getting more responsibility and working some weekends? Or should we be happy? I shall let you lead this decision, chat. I don't know, like, it still just seems like a big old indoctrination thing by the government. I don't know, I've been wrong about some things in this game. Like admitting to the daughter that, oh yeah, we're broke, so you can't really go on vacation, and then that caused everybody to hate me for some reason, so it's like, okay. If he's happy, I say be happy for him. When parents disapprove, the kids double down. Usually. You're not wrong, because I don't think we're going to get the option to explain why we disapprove. And I guess I can just still work behind the scenes to take down the government. We'll be happy for him. A grown-up child. Uh-oh. We've always had dinner as a family for the important events, and tonight is no exception. You've even invited Chris round as an olive branch. Why? Chris wanted my passport. Or Sam did, and that's why, apparently. It'll be the last time you're all going to be together for a while. So far, you've managed to avoid fighting with Chris or Susie over politics, which Sam is no doubt grateful for. With her exams and your work, you've not seen much of Susie lately. Of course, it's a squeeze having your mum and Chris around, but you make it work, just like Christmas. Though hopefully with fewer outbursts. So Alex, I believe you have a few words, Sam pointedly asks, nodding towards Susie. Your daughter cocks an eyebrow with a quizzical expression, and you can't help but see a little of yourself in it. Ah, yes, of course. What's this about? Susie asks, laughing as she takes a drink of her champagne-adjacent sparkling wine. Sam made a point this afternoon that it was a big day, and that you should all just be celebrating her achievement. So our little Susie. Come on out with it, Alex. We're waiting, Chris laughs, clicking glasses with Susie. Chris seems to be in good spirits at least, even if they're chiming in unhelpfully as usual. I just want to say we're proud of you, Susie. Well done for getting into med school. Or, please, Chris, I'm just trying to congratulate my daughter. Let's just not cause trauma on the day she's going into med school. We will be civil with Chris. Just this once. Everyone gets one. Oh, Susie's mischievous smile becomes a grin as she gets up, comes around the table and gives you a big hug. I'm going to miss you. You see Sam start to tear up as they stand and join the embrace. Miss us? Are you going somewhere? A good question. Susie laughs, breaking the hug. No, you're not getting rid of me yet. I'll probably have to leave when I get my first posting. Oh, hush now, let's not talk about that. Sam cuts her off, smiling. The rest of the evening passes as a happy blur. Even Chris behaves themselves. You couldn't be prouder. Things are going a little too well here. What's going to be the catch? A sign of things to come. I don't like the sound of that. What? Shopping, something that always seemed so tedious before the sanctions, has become even more of a chore now. Managed to get almost everything you needed for the family this evening, but you have to come back tomorrow to get through the week. There's a queue to leave the car park, though it's hard to make out why in the dark. Hopefully whatever's causing it won't be long. As the final car in front of you drives off, you realize the queue is actually due to a checkpoint set up at the exit. A friendly-looking man in an advanced uniform, CCO, emblazoned in a number of places on it, approaches your car and knocks on the driver's side window. You roll it down. Good evening. Nothing to worry about. I was just wondering if I could see your team membership card, please. Are those cards supposed to be voluntary? I'm sorry, I don't have one. Ah, that's not a problem. We got forms with us right here, and we're more than happy to sign you up. The man gestures to his colleagues behind him, a young woman in a similar uniform. She clearly received the short end of the stick and is stuck with the paperwork. I suppose I might as well, as you're here. I thought these cards weren't required. Well, yeah, no, we're gonna speak up about this. Well, strictly speaking, they're not, but there are also loads of benefits to having them, and no reason not to get one. His smile fades a bit, and when he puts a hand up to scratch the back of his neck for a moment, he leans over you, his presence now seeming a little intimidating. You make a good point, sign me up, or no thanks, it's not something I want right now. You know what? It's like Rage Against the Machine said, if you don't take action now, you'll settle for nothing later. I hope I really got that lyric correct. No thanks. This is not something I want right now. Almost instantly, the friendly demeanor is gone. His expression is one of stern disapproval. Well, obviously I can't make you sign up, but I would strongly recommend you do. And soon. We wouldn't want people to think you had anything to hide, would we? Takes a step back and gestures for you to drive on. You're sure you see him writing something down in your rearview mirror as you head home, somewhat more hurriedly than before. Clearly, Advance are very keen on everyone joining the team. You always get it later. I mean, I thought for sure we could be like, oh, well, you know, we don't have money for your trip out of the country right now, daughter, but maybe later on we will. And they did not give you an option to go back to that, so I don't know. An invitation worth ignoring. It's a Saturday, one of your few days off, and you've made the most of it. But as late afternoon draws on, the invitation sits pinned to the fridge, staring accusingly at you. The Channel 1 Gala is a mandatory work event. Bozeman was very quick to tell you. Also, don't you dare be late. You already skipped a work weekend once, you can't do it again, best go. Or you can live with another note from Bozeman if you can keep your Saturday night. That's a tough one. I mean, it's not like I had plans like the weekend they wanted me to work. It's just a gala. And that also means free food. Yeah, that's what I'm leaning towards. We'll go. Let's start getting ready. I wonder if Sam will give you a lift. A drink or two might help with the enforced office socializing. Hopefully it won't be too bad. After all, you're pretty good at your job. Right? I mean, I did get an A+, last time. I don't want to brag. Oh, okay. National News Night. You arrive on time, barely, at the Suavnian, one of the oldest and grandest hotels in the capital. You're surprised to see a queue to get in, and quickly realize it's because people are being searched at the door by some very military-looking personnel in smart attire. While you're waiting, you can't help but notice just how very opulent the building is, possibly the fanciest place you've been to in your life. You submit to being patted down with a sigh of relief or led into the hotel. Once inside, you're directed to the grand ballroom, and following the signs, you marvel at the sheer scale of the place, and the amount of armed security guards. When you finally arrive, a very severe-looking woman at the door asks for your name. I'm Alex Winston. She curtly checks her list before whispering something to the waiter beside her. You made it just in time to be seated before dinner. Please follow Emmanuel here to your table. Oh, you don't even know with some of the things that's been going on. You missed like the beginning of the first broadcast. It's getting real out there. The waiter smiles at you and opens one of the great double doors, gesturing for you to enter. Immediately, you can see why it's called the Grand Ballroom. You pause for a second to take it all in. Though also, this might also be because of like how I was directing the story and the news and whatnot. Like, the story branches from how well you do on the news. So it's, and like other decisions and stuff you make. Like, I think this game either made it into the Guinness World Book of Records, or it's like it's just yeah, they did make it. They broke a Guinness World Record. The game has 42 hours, 57 minutes, and 52 seconds of full motion video. They recorded enough footage for 42 hours. Pretty much 43 hours. So it's like, even everything we've seen on the stream so far is like, it's probably like 1/12 of everything in the game, which is kind of mind-boggling. Yeah, manual gesture view. The following seats at the table central floor, a decent view of the stage. Clearly, you're in Bozeman's good books at the moment. You've sat with some colleagues you've seen around the Channel 1 offices before, but don't know that well. One of them informs you far too excitedly. It's a very corporate evening of awards and speeches. At least the food should be good. Yeah, like they really went all out with this. And you could tell they had fun recording everything. Dinner is indeed lovely, and with the help of the no doubt very expensive wine, conversation flows easily enough. In fact, much to your surprise, you're actually presented with an award for Best Newcomer to the Channel 1 family. This was unexpected. As you walk up to collect it, you recognize the presenter as Dr. Adrian Atkinson Blimey of Incisors fame. He thanks Advance for sponsoring this year's gala, before specifically thanking Prime Ministers Julia Salisbury and Peter Clement for being in attendance tonight. Oh no. You take to the stage, you see the frontmost central table does indeed seat the Prime Ministers, as well as Bozeman, Megan Wolf, some very well-to-do types that you don't recognize. That explains all the security. As you head to the award, Dr. Atkinson Blimey asks if you'd like to say a few words. One for the Lord of the Rings trilogy plus the Hobbit trilogy combined without outtakes. Fun fact, I've never seen a Lord of the Rings movie, and the only Hobbit I've seen was an animated one. Likewise with the books, I've only read The Hobbit, and maybe like the first eighth of Fellowship of the Ring. I have no idea what happens in Lord of the Rings. Zero. You watched your first Lord of the Ring on Saturday. Congrats. I still need to get around to it one day. You're a little nervous to sputter out some quick praise for Advance of Channel 1. Make a joke thanking Dave for fleeing the country and leaving you his job. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna make a joke at the expense of Dave. He really was like my trainer. He helped me out. As you thank Advance, applause breaks out around the room. While Peter and Julia stand up magnanimously accepted before saying the night's not about them, but thanks all the same. You head back to your seat. You see Bozeman nodding at you with a satisfied smile on his flushed face. Why can I not read? On his flushed face. Clearly that was the right speech. Just as you're finishing up dinner, one of the other people at your table points behind you. As you turn, you see Bozeman walking briskly past with Julia Salisbury and Peter Clement in tow. You're pretty sure he was pointedly ignoring you. Seems to be introducing the Prime Ministers to a selection of people at different tables. Better them than you. You finish off the rest of the meal, listen to the last few speeches, and then head home. All was a surprisingly nice evening, and I actually look forward to the next one. Providing Bozeman invites you to that one, of course. Yeah, I think they're gonna know that I'm like covert, like disrupting things. God, yeah, I might have to buy a new chair sooner rather than later. This is kind of ridiculous. The heat wave. Oh no, that means we might run risk of a power outage. I don't have a phone?
Alex, you'll notice the valves are heating up excessively due to the current heat wave. When they get too hot, the trip switch will blow, as you've seen. Once things have cooled down and the trip switch is back to normal, you can get the power back on. You should keep the fan pointed at the correct valve by aiming it up and down. The middle gauge when you're facing the screen will warn you, so keep an eye on it. Also, maintenance tells me that the fan power switch occasionally turns off for no good reason, so keep an ear open for that too. I'm sure you've already worked all this out though, Alex. You're a rising star at this network and we're all very proud of you.
Oh, this is going to be awful.
Classical illusions are no substitute for air conditioning.
You know, I genuinely thought you'd be in a better mood today.
Crazy
Not you
Neil.
here.
Yes, but
yes,
he
because
is.
I want money.
Our gun-toting handler.
Who, Andy?
I don't know what
It
the fuck
must
his
be
name is, do I?
played.
He's here to keep us safe from people like Disrupt.
More like keep us in line. I hate guns. Give me the willies.
10 seconds, everybody.
So, we've got any actual real news tonight?
Well, the world's on fire. That good enough for you? Going in 5, 4, 3.
This is
Good
going to be
evening.
rough.
I'm Jeremy Donaldson. Our main headlines tonight. Siege mentality. The World Council today established a military blockade to enforce the unjust and punitive sanctions now entering their 10th week. In a statement from team headquarters a short time ago, Prime Minister Julia Salisbury issued a commanding response to this unprovoked escalation.
I can't tell which is which.
Ever since these illegal sanctions were imposed, we have gratefully relied upon trade and aid from our worldwide friends who, like us, refuse to recognize their legitimacy. Today's escalation, however, is nothing short of an act of war. We call upon our international allies to condemn this blockade absolutely, and we warn aggressors to this country that we are neither meek nor defenseless. Thank you.
Popping the question. Sickly striker Johnny Handsleeves has finally asked his long-term partner to marry him. With his girlfriend Tiffany Lamore standing by him during his long illness, it seems Johnny may have finally turned a corner. Now,
We'll
as
go
his
nice.
candid photo shows, it seems he's well enough to propose to her from his sickbed. According to a source close to the couple, Tiffany was delighted that her poorly partner wanted to become her happy hubby. In a joint statement, the couple said they hope to break the record for celebrity marriages, which currently stands at 12 days. In it to win it, exciting news from Advance today with the announcement of a new monthly prize draw for all team membership card holders. Every month, lucky winners from across the country will be picked at random to receive what Team HQ are describing as unique prizes worth more than money used to be.
I can't tell which
Take-up
is
on the
what.
scheme has been much higher than expected, and if this lucky winner's delighted face is anything to go by, it looks like pretty soon everyone's going to have one. Soldiering on, despite universal criticism and threats of legal action, the CEO of Remington's Fist insists she'll be continuing the controversial Junior Employment Opportunity Scheme. Sophia Remington has courted controversy throughout her short career, but the continuation of the program, described by many as a child labour force, is a low point even for her. Unsurprisingly, Sophia emerged from an emergency resolution meeting looking extremely troubled, telling reporters, "It all came as a real shock. I thought people hated children as much as I did." The cost of a captain. The trapped scientists awaiting rescue in Dante's Taint have today been told who will be leading the expedition to bring them home. The announcement of the newly appointed captain comes amid reports that a lack of public interest has
We'll help
hindered
him out.
fundraising
We'll
efforts.
give him a
However,
competent one.
Doctors Wong and Sforsborg and Horgensford are said to be remaining hopeful despite financial concerns. Waving her normal fee, the team are calling the appointment of Captain Audrey Aerospace a real boon. But how will one of the most experienced and well-respected leaders in her field handle a journey with a budget lower than an accountant's honeymoon? Life during wartime. As if we didn't have enough aggressors on our borders, internal problems are growing for the government as radical activist group Disrupt caused chaos in Parliament Park last night. Scuffles broke out after the protests, resulting in multiple arrests and the injury of 3 community cohesion officers. Advance have yet to comment. The reckless fire will certainly be remembered by all those who have seen these striking images. As their actions escalate, people across the country are asking themselves, who are Disrupt? And what exactly do they want? Other than a new box of matches, of course. All this and I'll be talking to some people with fascinating medical conditions, as well as one of the contenders in this year's Feline Football Championship,
Ooh.
and her proud owner. That's all up on tonight's National Nightly News.
Oh God. What? No, no fan. Fan. Oh no! Almost went back a little too early there.
But first tonight, our team of correspondents has been dispatched to every corner of the country to see how the people of this great nation of ours are coping with this unprecedented hot weather. First, let's go to Megan Wolf in Shining-on-Sea to see what the scientific community has to say. Megan, how's the weather there?
Yeah, it is really Five Nights at Freddy's-esque.
Thank you for asking. I'm here
Honestly, I think it's more fun.
at the University of Princeton.
To be fair, I
Are
never
you enjoying
played
the weather as much as I am?
Five Nights, so.
Yes, it's wonderful, isn't it? My eyelids are sweating.
And you're part of a team carrying out a study into just what's causing this unbelievable heat, is that right?
Yes, that's correct. Yes, we want to be able to reassure the public once and for all that there's absolutely nothing to worry about and that they can enjoy their sunstroke and fossil fuels in peace.
You sound very confident about that.
Oh, very much so. I can say without any hesitation, there's really no cause for any concern here.
Also, the
I've actually lived
stereo
alone.
sound on this
So tell us about
is
this experiment.
amazing.
Well, we take data from weather stations from all over the world, along with atmospheric samples, and we take
What are
all
they
that and
talking
feed it
about?
into this state-of-the-art computer, and very soon we'll be getting a high-tech readout of the results.
Blimey, that sounds very fancy.
I should just say, none of this would be possible without the generous support of Remington's Fist. This is all thanks to their unrivaled investment in our future, and may I just say, complimentary personal anecdote. Oh, here we go. And, as expected, everything is absolutely fucked. Hang on.
Nope.
This can't be right.
Right, but obviously you said a second ago that everything is absolutely fine, so...
Well, actually, under concern level, it just says, why, God, why?
We should be celebrating these wonderful results, I think.
Yeah? We need to evolve gills within 40 years.
Oh my God, global
Here
warming.
it just says, shit.
Look at you. This is meant to be a celebration. Can't go around looking like that. There you go, much better. Can I just say thank you again to Sophia Remington for providing all of this.
Everyone, we don't have long. Time is running out.
It's running out. Absolutely right. That is all we have time for.
Abandon hope and return to the forest.
That would be a result of a heat wave.
I'd like to thank Dr. Burns for just one opinion on the climate.
The sea will reclaim us all.
There you have it, Jeremy. Proof, if proof be need be, that everything is just fine. I'm Megan Wolf, here with science. Back to you.
Megan Wolf there, attempting to do some actual news. Next, heads over to Robin Short, who's in Scritchford with some of the winners of this week's team membership lottery. Robin?
Thanks, Jeremy. I'm here in Scritchford with Gary Fairsafe,
These
a janitor at
names.
the local school, and Amelia Jackhammer, an aspiring poet. Both of you were drawn at random from those who hold team membership cards to receive this week's amazing prize. How do you feel?
Filled with fervent euphoria.
I'm glad everything has like sound cues too.
And all that we had to do was fill in a quick form or two.
Like distinct sound cues as well.
Convenient, but we're all dying to know. What have you won?
That's right, Robin. I've won dinner with Julius Salisbury at one
This
of
game,
the capital's
yeah, like genuinely, the sound design is amazing.
To Peter Clement's house to help him dredge the gutter in.
Not to mention, I can always like raise the volume of the broadcast, lower that.
Absolutely over the moon.
I've written a poem about it.
So, can you tell me about the moment when you first heard the news?
Well, I was
Oh
back
yeah,
up
you can
against a
watch
particularly
back like
difficult floater, probably one of
the
six.
individual
When the
segments,
headmaster came and found
the
me.
advertisements,
I was involved in a similarly
everything that was
brutal
happening like when you weren't
particularly arduous
like
stanza.
focused on them.
So
Yeah,
you
like
were both polishing turds.
No, I don't like to polish them. I like to keep them intact for my collection.
Oh. How unexpected.
I don't.
But yeah, like you can rewatch anything from the previous day when you're done. It's really neat.
Do you think Peter Clement's going to let me keep the contents of his downpack?
There's no harm in asking, I suppose.
Would you like to hear one?
No, thank you. Gary, when you signed up for team membership, was it in hopes of winning the lottery, or were there other reasons?
I like a flutter, of course, but no. The boss said I had to sign up to keep coming into school.
Very sensible. It's important to know who we're trusting around our children.
Oh, I have an unpublished book of sonnets about children. Perhaps you'd like to hear one.
No!
Or an anthology of haikus on the death of innocence.
I'd rather hear about Gary's turd collection.
Really? I thought you might say that.
Oh no.
Oh.
Are you all right?
Yes, it's coming. It's inspiration and it's delicious.
Right you are.
Today on the show there's no news. Just a man who keeps multiple poos.
Yeah, this big one's my favourite. See how it's fibrous? It really
Oh my god.
Would you encourage other people to enter for their chance to win?
If it's colour you're looking for, take a gander at old Blue Eyes here.
The national news lost its way when it covered some crap on a tray.
Some of these are quite rare.
Maybe that was unfair.
And that's all we have time for today. Back to you, Jeremy.
Thanks, Robin. What a lucky pair they are. And finally in this segment, it's over to Patrick Bannon, who's gone to the smelliest town in the country to see how the unprecedented weather is affecting the locals.
Please,
Patrick?
no.
Hello there, Jeremy. Hello, yes. I'm here live in Grizzleford, which was recently voted the smelliest town in the country. And I have to say that, you know, in this, the smell really is. I mean, it's something else. Barry Lardons, mate, you've lived here your whole life. How'd you put up with the stink?
Well, we're just all very proud of our achievement, to be honest with you. You can tell that, look at him, proud as punch. Do you know what it's like, son, being the second smelliest town? I don't living in the shadow of Arseminster. Those smug fucks. But who's laughing now, eh?
What, not me, that's for sure. So what happened, mate?
Right, the good people from Willington's Fist came in and saved the day with their factory.
You're talking, of course, about the newly built flour factory.
Yeah, they gave us this big presentation on jobs and growth. But as soon as we heard about the stench, we paid them whatever they wanted to put it here.
Does the stink not affect your...
Oh no. No, that's not good. That is not good.
You get used to it after several weeks of your first bout of sickness. The judges were very impressed. That's nothing to worry about. It takes a few minutes before you...
That was bad.
Now, folk are saying something about the production line and how they dump carcasses directly into the water main, but I think it's probably a few valves on the high street.
At least I already got my A+.
Well, the first one is asking stupid questions. Then folk experience a lot of inhibition.
Cops, do they? When was the last time you brushed your teeth, this stinking old tramp?
Next recording is a period of randomly bursting into song, followed immediately by delusions of grandeur.
Oh, that's not really a problem, I've never sung in my life. Hello, it's sexy Patrick Bannon, and he's wearing sexy shorts now. Oh my God, look at me. I'm like a stallion. I'm gorgeous, why didn't you tell me? I should take my shirt off. You know what?
Is he going crazy from the heat?
That will be the bout of undeserved self-confidence.
Love the Bannon, feel the Bannon. Oh man.
And the ennui. All that's left now are the hallucinations and unconsciousness.
No, Dottie? Was that you? Why are you made out of elbows? You know I don't eat opinions.
Oh, don't worry, folks. Once he wakes up, he'll be just fine. We'll just find a place to stick him where it won't matter how many times he evacuates his bowels.
Oh my God.
Right, that's all here from Grizzleford, a town that's really making a stink. I'm Barry Lardons. Back to you, Jeremy.
Thanks, Barry. with a naval blockade being set up
Patrick
around our
might be going
coastline
forever.
as we speak. When we come back, I'll be talking to 3 members of the general public who appear to be here purely for medical reasons. Don't go away. Unless, of course, you've got something better to do. We'll be back after these messages.
This next section features a potentially controversial guest. Advance may request some censorship if he goes too off topic. You've done a great job so far keeping everyone
Who put this here?
And I can't do this anymore.
I say this every Friday.
You know what? Yes.
What do you need? Jeremy?
My mighty storm.
An E. Yeah. We're playing the Resistance tape. We're playing the Resistance tape. And I'm getting money. Know what? No. Let's play both sides of the field.
That's what I'm talking about? Capital? Who should be giving an interview with the War Minister? Or a report from Grentham Downs? Even the weather will be more fucking relevant than this.
Jeremy, please, just breathe. It's just something light to keep people's minds off things.
Exactly, which is wrong. People's minds should be very much on things.
I'm a rebel with a cause.
Please take your seats as quickly as you can.
I can't do this anymore, Jane. I've had enough. That's it. This is just
10 seconds. Get over yourself, Jeremy. Why don't you stop feeling sorry for yourself for 5, 5, 4, 3.
Welcome back to the National Nightly News with me, your host, Jeremy Donaldson. Later, we'll be talking to the captain of the territory's first cat football team, Professor Pumpkin. But first, I'm joined by 3 guests with some balmy bodily behaviours. Joining me is a woman who's been hiccuping for over 9 months. Isn't that right, Miss Piercy?
Yes, that's right.
Yes. Tell us, what brought all this on?
Well, it's all a bit of a blur, Jeremy, to be totally frank with you. So I was watching your show and I remember seeing the news about...
You just click and drag one of the tapes to the VCRs. If there's already a tape in there, you have to click eject.
Perhaps you could explain to us exactly what your physiological foreboil is.
I'm here to say it's high time people like me were respected. We're constantly overlooked in the workplace. We're whispered about on buses.
And these play the different like tapes you have, like corresponds to ABC, ABC. Ew.
I'm sorry, my bowels have comic timing.
And finally, I'm joined by a man who answers every question honestly, even when it isn't aimed at him.
Oh my God.
That, Mr. Truman.
With a combination of booze, self-hatred, and hardcore pornography. Not according to my therapist.
Well, in that case, let's speak to Rose. Tell me, how does the hiccuping impact you?
I get shushed a lot, which is hard. At work, they've asked me to stop answering the phones. It's really affected my confidence.
Well, I find it really fucking irritating.
People tend to believe your story?
Fuck no.
Actually, I've been surprised at how much support I've received.
And Frankie, why have you come here today?
Because my wife left me, and I was hoping that the fame would win her back.
We've started a group for people with ailments deemed broadly comical by society. It's called Take Us Seriously.
That's right. And we bloody well mean it.
And who's joined so far?
A bunch of fucking losers.
It's just us so far.
And how much success have you had?
Well, we've seen some real positive changes.
I don't want to toot my own horn, but it's been a runaway success.
Shit all. Not a single person come to our fun run, and all of our leaflets fell in the canal.
Well, Miss Piercy, some people are saying your condition was actually caused by the shocking events of that night. What do you think?
Come down, Mr. Donaldson, that's absolute rubbish.
What it'd be like to have a pair of tits.
Could you? I'm sorry, it's very hot. What was I thinking?
That you're a team fuck puppet?
No.
Or a sellout cunt?
Apologies. Just a reminder that he can't help it. And hey, if this isn't live television, then what is it?
Fuckfest of propaganda masquerading as journalism.
Right, Frankie, Rose, tell us, How can the viewers get involved with your cause?
Yes, we're holding a sponsored run in Capital Park next weekend. It's called the No Smiles 13 Miles.
No, it's called the No Laugh Half. What did I say before the show?
That it was the team pulling Jeremy Donaldson's strings.
No, I didn't say.
Oh, wow, we may have to end that there, unfortunately. What a harmless bit of fun.
Steady on! This is exactly what I'm talking about. We demand respect.
Yes, well, later, I'll be talking to Professor Pumpkin. And Ginger Tammy with a world-class pair of penalty paws. Is that really necessary?
No, it isn't. Let go. Not you.
Unhand him at once. Enough! That's enough!
I don't think I got that swear.
Enough!
Trying not to piss myself.
Alex, don't you dare! Don't you fucking dare cut to the ads before I tell you to. Now, you in the broadcast centre, Bozeman's little scapegoat, you listen to me. You cut to the ads before I tell you to, and I will kill every single person in this studio. I am thinking about what I'm doing. I've been thinking about it for a long time. We all should be. Christ, it's so fucking hot in here. Do you remember when we used to do the real news? Before it was all lottery winners and bloody cat football? We are on the brink of a siege, the likes of which the world hasn't seen in hundreds of years. The enemy is at the gates, and I'm stuck here talking to these three fucking idiots.
I think my hiccups have stopped.
You three, get the fuck out of my studio. Go on, now, go, before I change my mind. Jenny, lock the doors. Lock the doors.
Jeremy?
Yes, Jeremy.
Now. Good. Yes. Now. Right there. Yes. You in the broadcast centre. Alex, you listen to me. You pay attention. Now, I'm sure you've already loaded up exactly what you're going to pay in the commercial, but today is going to be a little bit different. Look to your right. Yes.
No, I already did.
There's a
I already did,
VHS
my guy.
key, and I want you to load it into one of the machines, and when I say so, and not before, you play it. You've got about 15 seconds, so I wouldn't waste any time. Now, all cameras.
I assume you won't be playing that tape. This station does not negotiate with terrorists. I hope I've made myself clear. You seem to know what to do.
Every single thing that comes out of this studio is either
Ooh, I
one-sided
missed a swear
or
because of
banal.
Bozeman.
We're going to show the other side for a bit of fucking balance. And the good old days. Alex, play the fucking tape. I don't want to hurt any of you. If I see anything I don't like, I will not hesitate to start.
Oh, Alex, you're going to get me in trouble with that. Let's hope you made the right call.
Hey, don't worry. The station loves me. Why is he so quiet? Oh, because it's... Oh, it's not playing here. Okay.
Trust us. Another faceless organization. A shadowy figure with a distorted voice.
Oh, yeah. Jeremy was like... It was going to happen soon.
Well, this is not a movie.
What?
My name is Alan James.
What?
I used to try and shock people for a living. For entertainment. But now we live in a time where perhaps you need to be shocked. Perhaps we need to wake up.
Yo, what?
Advance are coming for our freedoms. They are coming for the fruits of our labors. They will take our wealth. They will euthanize our parents and smiling throughout. They will turn our children against us if we voice our concerns. But you don't have to accept it. A great many people already won't. You can resist. You can disrupt. Find us. Talk with us. Join us. It isn't hard.
I don't know.
We're everywhere.
This wasn't what I planned. I mean, some of it was. I had a speech, look. But this was unexpected.
So what now, Jeremy?
Can't say I was expecting
It was supposed
Alan
to be
to...
your day off. It was supposed to be your day off.
Please, don't do any more stupid things today. Don't do any more stupid
How long? How long? Welcome back to the National Nightly News. Welcome back to the National. Joining me unexpectedly, for I very much imagine will be my last broadcast, are two new guests. Jenny works here at the National Nightly News, and is someone I consider, well, a friend. And next to her is, what's your name? What's your name? Andy's a policeman. Only we don't call him that anymore. He's a community cohesion official.
Officer.
Sorry?
It's community cohesion officer.
I'm up here still trying to get the perfect cuts and everything.
Andy? Being rebranded?
It's good. It's not about confrontation anymore. You know, the force had its fair share of problems. The team doesn't have as many.
But it still has some.
I couldn't say.
Couldn't or wouldn't? Couldn't or
I
wouldn't?
don't know what you want me to say.
Christ, you're fucking useless, aren't you? We'll come back to you later. Jenny? We'll come back to you later.
Don't
Jenny?
want to be on the news, Jeremy.
Aww.
That's perfectly understandable. You'd want to do this. You'd want to do this.
Kind of inspiring.
Jenny, why did you join the National Nightly News team? Why did you join the National Nightly News?
I always wanted to work in news.
Yes, but why specifically this program? Yes, but why the National Nightly? The National Nightly.
It was the news everyone trusted.
Was.
It was the news everyone trusted. Do you really want to quibble semantics at gunpoint?
Is there something else you'd rather discuss? Is there something else you'd rather
Big
discuss?
Alan James-sized elephant in the room you seem to be ignoring. Elephant in the room
What do you mean?
Saw your face when that book came down. You didn't know, did you?
It's about the message, not the messenger. It's about the message, not the messenger. No. I didn't know. No. The people I met were with... He wasn't there. I didn't know it was Alan James.
I'm sorry.
I didn't know it
But
was Alan
seriously.
James.
I'm sorry. Alan. Seriously. Fucking James. For flushing your life down the toilet. God, I love you, Jeremy, but...
He's a good speaker. He's a good speaker. He's popular in the country. He's popular in the country.
Not right.
I wasn't expecting
Look,
Alan
forget
to be
Alan James.
like in charge
There
of
is
him
still
though.
something
Like
deeply wrong. There is still something. And you know it, Jenny. And you know it, Andy. And you know it, Jenny. And you are. You know it too. And you are. Me, you know it too. I'm interviewing a guest who stinks of shit. Patrick is paddling about in shit, and Robin is literally interviewing someone who collects the fucking stuff. I mean, it's not sophisticated, Paul. What a metaphor. We are sleepwalking our way into oppression, and the news isn't saying anything. We're not saying anything.
Says who?
Not saying anything.
Fucking James.
What are all those scientists working on at Grentham Downs? What are they testing underground at Altergrave? Andy, your turn. Make yourself fucking useful. How many people have you brought in for consultations just because they weren't carrying or didn't have team membership cards?
Oh, well, there's other forms of identification that we will accept.
For how long?
We're just here to help.
Then why do you need these? Then why do you need these?
Jeremy is my
When
favorite
it's
too.
offered at gunpoint, is it, Andy? When it's offered at gunpoint, is it, Andy? Let me demonstrate it for you. Let me help you. Let me help you. You read these cards with my notes on it, and you'll probably digest a fact. That'd be helpful, wouldn't it, Andy? Knowing a fact?
Oh God!
Do you want my help,
Yes,
Andy?
yes, whatever you say, yes.
Security are here, Jeremy.
Eat it.
Security are here,
What?
Jeremy.
Eat it. Eat the fucking news, Andy, or I'll force it down your fucking throat.
Jeremy, stop.
Go on.
Really?
Eat it. Eat it, you fucking bully.
Jeremy, stop.
Jeremy,
We will kill you. Please, don't make me watch that. Don't make me watch that.
Of course. You're right. Sorry.
That's the gold shot right there.
Sorry,
You always
everyone.
get the crying and you always get the tears.
Sorry, everyone. You can put the card down now, Andy. You can put the card down now. You can go now. You too, Jenny. Fuck off over there. You too, Jenny. Off over there. They're nearly done. They're nearly done. All cameras on me. All cameras on me. This new regime of ours is so seductive. I understand that. But before we all hand off our freedoms, should we ask to whom we're handing them over? Don't you want to know what's being done in your name? How many people were transitioned last month? A record high. Again, if you care. Again. Shouldn't someone ask Advance how they plan to deal with this blockade? How many years or months of supplies we have? Why aren't we asking these questions instead of whose seat is this? There's a cat backstage dressed as a fucking goalie, for Christ's sake. He's even got the little gloves. Hey, that's why I arranged for you to see that broadcast from the last break. I didn't know it was going to be him, but I guess that just about sums it up. We are all up Ship Creek with a paddle made of Alan fucking James. Christ is also fucking pointless. I was going to quit tonight. Take a holiday. Try something else. Out of the limelight. Maybe try having a relationship. I hear they're nice.
This is like genuinely gripping.
I loved them. And now, well...
God, Jeremy, don't!
I've tried my best to be honest with you, but this just isn't the news anymore. And I'm sorry. I've lost this fight.
Alex, think of the consequences.
Please, we can't show this. Cut to the ads. Please, we can't show this.
My name's James
Now!
Donaldson.
Do it now!
If you can.
Do it now!
Somehow. I envy you. Have a peaceful night.
Jeremy!
Our society has never been fairer. From the food that we eat to the
Well, dang.
transition and community cohesion services we all enjoy. Finally, by working as a
Dang.
team, we can raise living standards and are the envy of an increasingly jealous world. And with these newfound luxuries, find new opportunities.
I was not expecting that. But yeah, nah, like, I ain't gonna show, like, a death over the air. The Man Behind the Hood, A Peaceful Night, achievements unlocked. Oh. So they would have wanted me to show that. Oh my god. Yo. Yo. I know this is just like some indie game, but if this doesn't win some kind of award at the end of the year, this, wow. Yeah, I wasn't doing too. Donaldson's situation has been resolved. All offensive words were censored. An interference-free show. An exceedingly poor edit. He played one advert too late. Advance angered by content. Who cares? That was excellently handled. And this is just one path I've seen. I don't even know what's... There is 43 hours of footage in this game. So this is just like one branch I've gone down. Realistically, no news channel would show a live suicide. It has happened. But that was because they didn't know it was going to happen. But they didn't cut the feed. Like, I'm just... Yeah, R. Bud Dwyer was an American politician who served as the 30th state senator of Pennsylvania. He served from 1965 to 1971 as a Republican member of the Pennsylvania House of Representatives, and from 1971 to 1981 as a member of the Pennsylvania State Senate. Dwyer then served as the 30th treasurer of Pennsylvania from January 20th, 1981 to 1987, when he committed suicide during a live press conference. Yep. Because, like, he passed out, like, envelopes to everybody in attendance. And then, like, was, well, yeah, the Wikipedia article goes like Dwyer called a news conference in Pennsylvania state capital of Harrisburg, during which he fatally shot himself with a revolver in front of reporters. Dwyer's suicide was broadcast later that day to a wide television audience across Pennsylvania. But after like the initial footage, like the recording was like taken down immediately because you can't really show that on live TV. Recognize that Jeremy is no threat because he's already trapped to some degree. I mean, it already broke a Guinness World Record. I would love to see this, like... God. Oh, man. It's also the fact that they're really making you choose. Because there's pros and cons to both. Because now you know that Alan James, who's supposed to be Alex Jones, like, and a straight up conspiracy theorist, is a part of the revolution and the resistance. And he has said some pretty out of line stuff. But the government is also like promoting child labor and child soldiers and taking people's freedom. This is, woo! Yeah, it's currently on sale on Steam. This is a great game. And yeah, this is where you can go back and watch like all your previous broadcasts and like actually watch them as how they would appear on TV. So you can see how poorly you did. I'm just curious.
I'm sweating like Peter Clement in an off-license here.
Okay, we're working on it.
What, you've got someone to hose down the sun, have you?
Yes, they've just strapped on their wax wings.
Classical illusions are no substitute for air conditioning.
You know, I genuinely thought you'd be in a better mood today. She's not even here.
Yes, but he is. Our gun-toting handler.
Who, Andy?
I don't know what the fuck his name is, do I?
He's here to keep us safe from people like Disrupt.
More like keep us in line. I hate guns. Give me the willies.
10 seconds, everybody.
So, we've got any actual real news tonight?
Well, the world's on fire. That good enough for you?
Going in 5, 4, 3.
This is also in line with what Hazy was saying earlier, that like the news there doesn't really cover any like real news anymore. It's just pandering and like pointless fluff. How do I... Oh, okay. God, like, already, this is like Game of the Year contender.
All this, and I'll be talking to some
I haven't
people
even
with fascinating
played
medical conditions, as well
Pokemon
as
Legends Arceus
one of the
yet.
contenders in this year's Feline Football Championship, and her proud owner. That's all up on tonight's National Nightly News. And after that, I'll be asking my own thumb what it thinks about the global financial situation, as well as what 3 members of the general public think about how a nuclear reactor might work.
Could you be a little more dismissive in your delivery? I think there's a viewer out there somewhere who missed it.
Viewers? We still have some of those, do we? Perhaps they're hoping to run into
I
a
love that you
fact.
can mute each individual
Get
feed
it
too.
together. Don't give Bozeman any more ammunition.
Oh, no, thank you. Coming back from the titles, quiet in the studio.
I really best not.
Lips on the beach?
You're really not my type. Oh. Go on then. But just the one. I am supposed to be working.
First, let's go to Megan Wolf in Shining-on-Sea to see what this science...
I just want to get to...
Sorry.
Oh!
She is lovely, actually.
What do you mean you've met Bozeman's wife? How come you've met her? I don't even know she exists.
Because in the 8 years I've worked with you, I've never seen you attend a single workplace social event.
I hate them, they're agonising.
Yes. Imagine the horror of spending an evening with your colleagues.
I'd rather spend an evening with that fucking rapper.
Do you remember when you used to be fun?
Yes, it was about the last time we did the actual news, wasn't it? Before your lot turned into this shit.
I'm sorry. My lot?
Well, it's not my fault, is it? Why are you even here today? I mean, it's supposed to be your day off.
I am not talking to you.
Their concern level, it just says, why, God, why?
We should be celebrating these one.
Oh, the makeup. Okay.
Yeah? We need to evolve gills within 40 years.
You look thirsty.
Here it just says, shit, shit, shit.
Look at you. This is meant to be a celebration. Can't go around looking like that.
Shit, shit,
there you go.
shit,
Much
shit.
better. Can I just say thank you again to Sophia Remington for providing all of this.
Everyone, we don't have long. Time is running out.
It's running out. Absolutely right. That is all we have time for.
Abandon hope and return to the forest.
There you are.
Go!
Enjoy that. I'd like to thank Dr. Burns for
Is
just
this okay?
one opinion
Let me clean
on the
stove
climate.
The sea will reclaim us all.
There you have it, Jeremy. Proof, if proof be need be, that
I
everything
think
is
Ashley's
just
been
fine.
writing about
I'm
the
Megan
moment
Wolf.
we'd finally
Science.
meet Robin.
Back to you.
It's in Iambic
Megan Wolf there,
Pentameter.
attempting to do some actual news.
Well, off you go then.
Robin
Shoo,
Short,
shoo.
who's in Scritchford.
Why are you
with some-
doing this? You know, for a smart person, you're already thick. People want their flards more than they want their planet.
Is it true Sophia Remington pays for your tennis lessons?
If you'll excuse me, I have to go and work on my serve.
Wow. So yeah, he cared about the news. She didn't.
This week's
Yo. Yeah, he was talking about the shit collector. Okay.
Sorry, I might have got a bit carried away, all right.
No, not you. You, yes, you. Get out of my face.
Hello, yes. In Grizzleford, which is recently voted the smelliest
Oh,
town in the
no.
country. And I have to say that, you know,
Found someone in a worse situation than you.
I'm picking up that she might be somewhat annoyed with me.
For your information, Jeremy, me and my lot aren't the reason there's no real news left. I put plenty of ideas forward, but they always get squashed up the chain.
Fucking Bozeman.
No, not Bozeman, further up.
Oh, tell me more.
I shouldn't have even said that.
Well, 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 Patrick, who's not looking presentable now, eh? Fucking arsehole.
Today with their factory.
I think I want to wait for when he's falling out.
I stink. I'm Barry Lardons. Back to you, Jeremy. Right
Thanks,
now,
Barry.
You
Well
need
then-
to stand back. No, way back. The first few expulsions are devastating.
Is he all right?
Ah, you've started now. Right, you might take yourself a seat before it gets messy.
Huh.
I don't care. It's done. I am done. It's 200 fucking degrees in here, and I can't do this anymore.
You say this every Friday.
I've done something.
What do you mean?
Uh-oh.
Jeremy?
My mic is still on.
Peeking behind the curtain. Yo. Okay. Achievement. I don't even know if that's showing up on stream. I got an achievement. Okay. Interesting. What's going to be the aftermath for me, though? Oh, and there is, like, a casual mode for this, too, so you can enjoy, like, the story without, like, having to do all the, like... Because, yeah, what they're saying right here, story mode. So you get to do all of this, like, go through the visual novel portions, make all the proper decisions without having to worry about performance. Take to remember, you wake up still partly in shock from what you saw on the news last night. What you had to edit on the news last night. You come downstairs, you find your family sat in the living room waiting for you. You take a seat on the sofa between Sam and Susie. Sam swallows, hesitating before starting. We were so worried about you last night after Jeremy with the gun. Sam chokes down a sob. It was awful. On national television, how could he do that? And now, oh yeah, the thing with the, like, puppet and the guy controlling the media. It is a good loading screen. I just didn't think the game was going to get this deep. I knew it would cover some topics, but dang. After a horrible pause, Sam finally asks, "Are you okay?" I can't believe he's gone. He was like the best character. I liked his voice too. Sam looks to the kids and back to you. "We saw that you chose to play that tape." They paused before continuing. "And I couldn't help but wonder why. Seemed like the right thing to do. I didn't feel like I had a choice." Seemed like the right thing to do. "What? That's not good enough. Disrupt are bad people. I can't believe you did that." Charlie's outburst seems to come out of nowhere, and no one in the room is prepared for it. "See, I did not want the kid to go to the camp for the government. Do you even think about how this stuff affects people? You're a fucking idiot." Sam tries to interject Charlie, but he's already slammed the door. Charlie was always a bit black and white about this sort of thing. "See, after I trusted him to go to that party, I shouldn't have even never let him go to that party. For what it's worth, Alex, I think you were in an impossible situation, and somehow you managed to make the right call." Sam throws her arms around you. "Only you were stuck in that studio having to make that choice. No one can criticize what you did, and I'm proud of you. You've never been so grateful to have Sam support you." Take a deep breath and gather your thoughts. It's all a lot to take in. You're not sure you fully processed what happened last night, let alone what Charlie and Sam think about it all. You look to your daughter. "I know this is an incredibly difficult thing and we don't always agree, but I do think you made the right choice." Susie smiles at you. You had to play it. There was just no other option. Susie's on the Susie's in the rebellion. You put an arm around her and give her an affectionate squeeze. "It's nice you've at least got some company. TV is playing through some old Western show, but it's not quite as distracting as you'd hoped. You were never going to please everyone. Also, I am freaking dumb. I do not have this in the... I didn't even have the game link in the description. I am so sorry, TinyBuild, if you are watching this. For the Twitch homies, you can get the game there. Okay, and then just gotta... I haven't read this yet, so get the game here. I gotta go back and add that to the first VOD too. Alright. Okay, a questionable choice. You got off work early today, a rare enough occurrence to put a spring in your step. As you close the front door, you can hear excited conversation bubbling from the kitchen. Clearly someone's popped around for a cuppa on Sam's Friday off. Cuppa? Let's turn that down a bit. Hopefully there are still some biscuits left. As you enter the kitchen, you see Sam and Susie enthusiastically discussing something. Your daughter's still in her scrubs, having clearly come straight from work. Just down a bit more. I got the posting I was hoping for, she gushes. I'll be doing my placement in the new transition center, really helping people like Grandma. A transition center? Why would you want to work at one of those horrible places? Or, that's amazing news. Congratulations, sweetheart. Such important work. This is a tough one. Because the transition center is like the little hospice care place thing. Sponsored by the government. Ooh. You know what? Let's be honest. Because I want to help people. People that are suffering like Grandma. She's in pain and she's talked about it for a while now. Susie and Sam share a knowing but strained smile. Hardly surprising you don't get that, though. Sam's already putting their coat on. Come on, sweetie, let's go out. We can discuss it over dinner, my treat. The front door is slamming as the last sound before the silence of the house enfolds you. Ouch. Okay, maybe I didn't have to put it so bluntly. A burden born. It's been 6 months since you and Sam last discussed Grandma's ever-increasing medical costs, and Emma, whilst very pleasant, has proved as expensive a nurse as you'd feared. You can't quite believe it's been that long already, but the sanctions are really starting to hit home now, and unfortunately the government's only solution to help the ailing elderly is a day trip to the transition center. Why does everything always seem to come back to money? This time, it's you at the kitchen table surrounded by bills and paperwork when Sam comes to join you. Today, Emma told you that there was really nothing more you could do, except an expensive experimental new treatment that might not even help. Sometimes your mum wants the treatment. More often, she talks about visiting a transition center. It's hard to know which she really wants. Sam puts a hand on yours. What are we going to do, honey? She's your mother. It has to be your choice. Ooh. Experimental treatment? Or, euthanasia? We are well off, so the cost won't be too bad? We're going for it. Ooh! That's... Ooh! Susie having to put down her own grandma. Yo! I'm still gonna go with experimental treatment. It never works for me in Binding of Isaac, but maybe it can work here. It's a difficult choice. You never know when you might need that money, particularly for the kids. What if Charlie gets in an accident? Screw him, he's a Hitler Jung now. What if Susie drops out of medical school and she needs you to keep her afloat? But what if you could give them a few more good years with their grandmother? Surely that's worth the cost. Okay, when you put it all like that, that mean. But at least we're still not worrying every day. Over a year at being at the place. But unfortunately, we will not be going through another full broadcast, which... Ooh, the 20-week war.
Good evening, Alex. It's Bozeman here. Hope all's well with the family. Just a heads up, we're expecting those troublemakers at Disrupt to attempt to hack the channel during the broadcast, so keep an eye on the interference screen and stay out of the orange. Let's keep the news on the air. It's important, now more than ever.
At least they fixed that. I thought that said ramen kitchen for a moment. Yes, because money. Must be played.
They do know this is the news, don't they?
Might as well. The revolution will not be televised. Not with me here. Yeah, they really fixed this out, and we got like little... I'm just curious about this. No, you don't.
10 seconds, everybody. Going in 5, 4, 3.
These actors, though, good lord. But yeah, that's gonna be it for today. Good lord, this game, like, the year, like we're only like a month into the year, and already this is going to be on my top 10 games of the year. And it's going to be a packed year too, yo. Bayonetta, Kirby, possibly Zelda. Oh man. Oh yeah, I'm definitely going to do more. Honestly, I was going to make Friday more Pokemon Ultra Sun. I think I'll just preempt that for more of this. I mean, it's still close to like Pokemon Legends Arceus launch, so yeah, just hold off for like another week and then get back to Ultra Sun. But man, this is getting deep. Can't wait to see where it goes. Yep. That is definitely going to be it from me for today. And yeah, like changing up Friday to more of this. Yeah, the telethon is just like marathon mode. That's wow. But yeah, I got nothing to say. And the different challenges. What's interfere? Oh, just constant interference. And then the vision mixer, switch without warning. Yeah, the little beat the demon dolls as they appear. The electric shocks, which is mean. And the heat. Your audience may switch off sooner during challenges. Could you imagine all of these active? Yo. What are the rewards? Oh yeah, stuff for my room. Survive 100 electric shocks and still complete the challenge. But alright, yeah, that's gonna be it for tonight. And yeah, I'll see you Friday for more of this. If I end up beating like one loop of this next time, then we'll probably switch to like Pokemon or like Hades or something afterwards. I don't know. But yeah, we're definitely going to be leading with this next time to like just see the story through. I definitely will be replaying this on my own to see like what different choices and stuff will lead to. Like I said, 43 hours of video in this game. Woo! I wouldn't be shocked if there's like one path I could have taken that would have left Jeremy alive. Alright. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Good night. I haven't done the outro in a minute. Let's just do that. Alright. Good night, everybody. Oh wow, it's been a minute since I last did the outro. Good lord. Wow.
Well, that's a very blunt
窓辺にそっと頬寄せれば遠くで滲むいさり火指先でよぎり拭って